26 games on the docket tonight, and as we mentioned, have I mentioned, we're going to be busier than a one-legged man in a butt-kicking contest. Should be an awful lot of fun. Here's your high school football schedule for tonight. All the games are going to be starting at 7 o'clock as we get into the second half, the mythical second half of a COVID-shortened 6-game season. Warren Harding will be at Fitch. Harding 1-2, Fitch 3-0. That game starts at 7 o'clock tonight. Let me just call this right now. Let me just say this right now. I have a really good feeling about Warren Harding tonight. I'll just throw that out there. I have a really good feeling about Harding tonight. Harding 1-2, Fitch 3-0. That game starts at 7. All of the games tonight start at 7 o'clock. Boardman is at Howland. A couple of teams that are 1-2 looking to get back to 500. Canfield trying to improve their undefeated streak to 4 straight. They travel to Dover to take on the 1-2 Dover Tornadoes. Possibly the game of the night in the Mahoning Valley. Warren JFK will be traveling to Portage County to take on Garrettsville Garfield. Warren JFK, a D7 squad, they're 3-0. Garrettsville Garfield is a D5 squad, and they are also 3-0. This could potentially be the game of the night in the Mahoning Valley. Other action, Crestview is at East Liverpool. This is a sneaky good game. The Rebels, after their opening night loss to Champion, have reeled off 2 straight victories. They go back on the grass as they go to historic Patterson Field down by the river in East Liverpool to take on a 2-1 Potters team. Their lone loss, by the way, the number 1 ranked team in D4, St. Clairsville. So this should be a very entertaining game down in East Liverpool tonight. Steel Valley Conference. East is looking for their first victory of the season. They will travel, albeit not that far, to the north/downtown version of Youngstown, Youngstown State University, Stambaugh Stadium. East 0-3 will be taking on 2-1 Ursuline. In the Northeast 8 tonight, Struthers is at Niles. Wildcats looking for their 3rd victory of the season. Niles looking to go back to 500. Undefeated Hubbard will travel to Girard to take on the 1-2 Girard Indians. This is also a sneaky good game. I don't be a bit surprised. Don't be a bit surprised if Girard pulls off the upset. This is a sneaky good game. Poland is at Lakeview to take on the 0-3 Lakeview Bulldogs. Lakeview has not scored yet in their first 3 games. Let's see if they can put a ball into the end zone or kick a ball through the sticks as they take on 2-1 Poland. I'll guarantee you one thing, folks. The Bulldogs are going to win this game tonight. I mean, I don't know which one, but Poland and Lakeview, both of their mascots, the Bulldogs. Undefeated South Range is at Jefferson, taking on 0-3 Jefferson. In the Mahoning Valley Athletic Conference gray tier, Champion 2-1 on the campaign, 2-0 in the gray tier. They'll take on 1-2 LeBray. Camel picked up their first victory of the year last week against Newton Falls. They will go up against 1-2 Liberty. Brookfield is 2-1. They will travel to Newton Falls to take on winless Newton Falls at 0-2. In the Mahoning Valley Athletic Conference Scarlet tier, Lowellville brings their 1-2 record into Tiger Country as they take on undefeated Springfield. And my goodness, the Tigers have looked really good in the first half of this COVID-shortened 6-game season. Mineral Ridge is 1-2 on the campaign. They will go to their arch rival McDonald, where the McDonald Blue Devils are coming off that loss to Springfield, their first of the season. Undefeated Jackson Milton will travel to Berlin Center to take on 2-1 Western Reserve. Are the Blue Jays for real? Well, I guess we're going to find out tonight. If you're a Jackson Milton fan, you've seen this dance before. Jackson Milton knocking off Sebring, Waterloo, and I believe Lowellville. We'll see. we'll see if Jackson Milton is, in fact, for real. Finally, Sebring is at Waterloo. A couple of 0-3 teams doing battle. In the Eastern Buckeye Conference tonight, West Branch is undefeated. They will take on previously undefeated Carrollton. Last week, Jim Salimo's club went to Salem, had a fourth-quarter lead, lost the game. Carrollton is going to try to get off the schneid. They're 2-1 on the campaign. They welcome in undefeated West Branch at 3-0. And Marlington, who is 1-1 on the campaign, they had an off week. They will go to Salem to take on the 1-2 Quakers. In the Northeastern Athletic Conference, Matthews is 2-1 on the campaign. They will be taking on winless Chalker. And Pie Valley, 3-0 on the campaign. They'll be at Fairport Harbor, another 3-0 team. That could be a great game tonight. Eastern Ohio Athletic Conference, battle of winless teams at East Palestine tonight. Lisbon travels to Palestine. This could be a sneaky good game down in Salineville. 2-1 Columbiana taking on 2-1 Southern. Valley Christian 1-2 on the campaign. They'll travel to Hanoverton. That's a little south of Salem in the heart of Columbiana County for those of you that have no idea where Hanoverton is. Valley Christian 1-2 on the campaign. They go to United to take on the 3-0 United Local Eagles. And Leetonia will travel south of East Liverpool, a little south of East Liverpool, in the river as the 3-0 Bears will take on the 1-2 Wellsville Tigers. Tomorrow night, at 7 o'clock, winless Cheney will take on 1-2 Cardinal Mooney. There you go. Week number 4 of the high school football season. Some sneaky good games and a couple of games that could very well be the game of the night. And for me, and I love me some small school football. To me, whether it's small school or the big boys, the game of the night's going to be in Portage County. For me, Warren JFK taking on Garrettsville Garfield. This has the makings of an unbelievably good game. Both teams 3-0. JFK will most definitely be tested. And if they can get a victory over Garrettsville Garfield, then you can pretty much bank on the fact that JFK is going to be an existential threat to not only win the region in Division 7, they may make a very, very deep run into the postseason. Speaking of the playoffs, the midnight hour coming past about 12 hours ago, no word on any other teams that decided to bow out and opt out of the playoffs. The OHSAA today is going to be redistricting or re-regionalizing the teams based upon the amount of teams statewide that decided to opt out of the postseason. We talked about this yesterday. I'm not a fan of it. I mean, I certainly understand to a degree. I understand where coaches are wanting to protect their players, but I'm not down with opting out of the playoffs. I just think that the benefits far outweigh the weaknesses or the deficiencies in this regard. I just think that there's a lot more benefit if you opt in and play in the playoffs, even if you finish 0-6. I mean, this is essentially the same thing as any other sport in the state of Ohio. What I mean by that is you have all the other tournaments, with the exception of football, all of the other tournaments historically, all the tournaments in the state of Ohio, with the exception of football, has the entire state. Even if you finish 0-22 in basketball or 22-0 or somewhere in between, you're going to have an opportunity to play in the postseason. If you finish 0-20 on the baseball diamond or 20-0, 0-20 in softball, 20-0 in softball, volleyball, all the other sports, all the other team sports, every team in the state of Ohio has an opportunity to go to the postseason. Now, football is finally at that point. Football is, at least for this year in the COVID world, football is going to have a statewide playoff where everyone is going to be invited. And again, if you opt out of the football playoffs, it's kind of like saying, okay, my team is 0-22 in basketball. Yeah, that's it. No, we don't want to play. We don't want to play. Kindly give me a team that has ever done that in basketball. I got to be honest. I can't really think of a team that has flat out said, yeah, you want us in the postseason? Yeah, I don't think so. Now, we've had a bad year, and we really don't want to get embarrassed. Maybe I can count on one hand, one finger, the amount of teams that have done that. I mean, that's exactly what we're talking about here with football. If you opt out of the playoffs, you're essentially, it would be like a basketball team, a volleyball team, a baseball team, a softball team, whatever team sport outside of football in the state of Ohio where everyone gets to go to the playoffs. This would be the equivalent of one of those teams saying, we don't want to be in the playoffs. That's all right. We're not that good this year, and we're not going to go. No thanks. I mean, I understand to a degree, okay, we're not that good. We want to protect the players. Okay. We talked about this yesterday. Life's going to kick you in the ass all through life. It's going to knock you down. And it isn't going to get much better. I mean, if you shield your kids now, when they become adults, when they get in the real world, ain't nobody going to shield them. Okay? So that's why part of me or most of me is like, no, I'm not. I don't believe in shielding kids to a degree. I just I'm not dealing with that. All right, last night, Browns get a victory over the Bengals, 35-30. Now, as I said yesterday, Browns would win this game. Now, I thought the Browns would win this game by by a touchdown, and they would cover the 6 points. Little did I know that Joe Burrow, who is now going to be forever known as backdoor cover, he gets a touchdown with 9 seconds left in the game. Bengals were down 35-23. The final score, 35-30. Couple of observations. Number one, congratulations on the victory. They did exactly what I thought they could do, and that's run the ball with a very large amount of success. Between Chubb and Hunt, the Browns ran for 210 yards on 32 carries. It's pretty good. It's a little under 7 yards per carry. It's pretty solid. Now, judging by social media, and let me just say, Browns fans remind me of the person that can't make up their mind whether they love someone or hate someone. So it's on a daily basis, on whatever this person does to you is going to determine whether you love this person or hate this person. As much hate as I saw from Browns fans against Baltimore, when clearly I kept telling everyone it's one game, and oh, by the way, a rookie head coach with a new system and no OTAs, no preseason. Everyone saw that ass whipping coming a mile and a half away. They'll be better albeit 3 days, 4 days later. They'll be better. They'll beat Cincinnati, and then the test is coming game 3 and on. Judging by what I read today, oh, we're going to be this unbelievable team. Oh, well, slow your roll. Okay, much like everyone that freaked out over a loss that you had to be a moron not to see it coming, let me be the guy that's going to just calm the situation down. I know some folks are going to say, oh, you're going to put a wet blanket over this victory. No, not really, but let's be honest. It's the freaking Bengals. Let's be honest here for a second. Congratulations, you just stepped over the Sunday newspaper. You stepped over the Sunday newspaper. Progress. Good job. It's a good win. Now build on it. You got 10 days to prepare for another jabroni, Washington. If you don't beat Washington, that's when you can look at this and go, oh, man, this could go sideways in a hurry. Couple of observations. Number one, Jedrick Wills is going to be an absolute terror on that offensive line. He is already a solid offensive lineman, and he's 2 games into his NFL campaign. He has the makings to be something special. Not Joe Thomas special, but pretty damn special. Jedrick Wills looks to be finally a decent replacement for a future Hall of Famer in Joe Thomas. Number one. Number two, congratulations to Coach Stefanski for realizing who the better running back is in the in the nice little partnership between Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. Chubb gets 22 carries. He delivers the goods. Kareem Hunt, 10 carries, 86 yards. Kareem Hunt reminds me of the guy that gets 300 at-bats in the major leagues and puts up really solid numbers. And then people can sit back and go, well, because he's a part-time player. If you turn him into a starter, he isn't as effective. Not to say that Kareem Hunt's not a bad player. He's not. He's a nice guy to have as a change of pace. Nick Chubb is the stud. Kareem Hunt is the stunt double. He's the guy that he'll come in, you lose a little bit, but he comes in and he does a pretty nice job in spurts. You can't give him the ball 20 times and expect him to get 8.6 yards per carry. That's not going to happen. Although, against Cincinnati, maybe it does because their run defense is god-awful. And I'm glad that the Browns recognized that and saw that that was their success. And, oh, by the way, when you have a really good running attack, you can throw the ball down the field pretty effectively. Look at what Baker Mayfield did last night. 16 of 23, 219, couple of touchdowns. His one bad throw turned into an interception, but, he even got the Diva Queen going in Odell Beckham. OBJ, 4 catches, 74 yards, caught a 43-yard touchdown pass. Fantastic outing for the Browns. Offensively, defensively. Oh, that back seven. Wow. Okay, they got decent corners, Ward and Mitchell. Okay, yeah. You have 2 decent to slightly above average corner in Ward. Mitchell average. Your safeties are awful. Your linebackers are worse. That back seven is atrocious, and they need to get healthy. The guy that I really thought brought it last night was Richardson. Oh, dear God, was he all over the place. Myles Garrett was, the quiet Myles Garrett, which getting tired of seeing that. By the way, Olivier Vernon on the inactive list. Yeah, so that's good. A healthy scratch. Yeah, that's not good. Yeah, if you're a Browns fan, that's not good to have Olivier Vernon as a healthy scratch. By and large, good victory. Good victory for the Browns. I would not lose my ever-loving mind and say, oh, here we go. This is, the Browns are back. It's against the Bengals. Slow your roll. Okay? It's against the Bengals. And you're going to be playing an equally disturbingly bad team in Washington 10 days from now, where you should win. You should be able to beat Washington. So the Browns should be off to a 2-1 start. And then we'll see what happens when you start playing teams that are a little bit better. But a good win. Offensively, you did more than enough. Defensively, I hope and pray for the return of some good talent so this defense it doesn't suck nearly as much. But I thought Nick Chubb was fantastic. I thought Baker using the run to his advantage, the play action pass, beautiful. He's getting backside protection from Wills, who is turning into a really nice player early on. And it was a good win. Solid win for the Browns. But it's against the Bengals. All right. So your season's going to get a little bit tougher. But this is a good bounce back win after a disaster on Sunday. I just wish that they would have covered. Backdoor Burrow. And by the way, Joe Burrow is going to be a nice quarterback in this league. I think he will be. I don't know if he's going to be great, but I think he's going to be a nice quarterback in this league. 316 last night. He threw the ball 61 times. The thing that I might not be all that enamored with, the fact that he only averaged 5.2 yards per attempt. You got to throw the ball a little more down the field. Although, other than A.J. Green, what do they got? Boyd, okay. I mean, he's all right. He's a possession receiver. He's not anything special. And that's one of the reasons why Ward and Mitchell had good days, because A.J. Green only caught 3 passes, 29 yards. I thought the corners played well. The safeties, not so much. All right, 330-886-0813. The MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning Hotline open for business. We can talk about the Browns' victory if you like. We can also talk some high school football if you like. The OHSAA is in the process of getting the teams that are going to be opting in to the postseason. They're in the process of accumulating those teams. Last night at midnight was the deadline for teams to opt out of the postseason. And locally, we had 4 teams as of yesterday afternoon. Unclear as to how many other teams opted out locally. But from a statewide perspective, we should be getting some information from the OHSAA at some point today. I don't know if it's going to be late this afternoon or what time it will be, but we should be getting word from the OHSAA at some point today in terms of redistricting, if you will, the regions, and depending on how many teams in the state of Ohio opted out of the postseason, that will determine where we are in terms of the regions and whatnot. We're going to try to get Tim Street on next week from the OHSAA. Again, you'll have the list of teams with potentially their new regional home during the course of today. Hopefully, at some point before the show is done, the OHSAA will come out with that list, and we'll see how different the regions look from a local perspective. Again, we do not have any Division I teams, so we don't have to worry about that. But we do have teams from D7 all the way up to D2. And I'll be curious to see if there are any teams that are either brought in or taken out of each region. We were joking about Division II, Region 5, hoping that Akron Hoban would be one of those teams that would vacate Division II, Region 5 for the sake of Fitch, Boardman, and Warren Harding. I mean, let's face it, if Akron Hoban's still in that region, they're the prohibitive favorites to win that region. And, we'll see if they're going to be staying in Division II, Region 5. My guess is they're going to. The other thing, hopefully, we're not adding Cleveland Benedictine to this region. My Lord, that would be an absolute nightmare for the rest of the region. It already has Massillon and Akron Hoban. If you were to add a Benedictine, my God, that region would be a who's who of state powerhouses. So we'll see what happens there. Again, there's overwhelming favorites in D2 in Hoban, D6 with Springfield, D7 with Warren JFK. And again, this game against Garrettsville Garfield, this could be a fun game. Last year, the G-men knocked off Warren JFK at Mollenkopf 42-28. And we'll see if Kennedy is able to return the favor when we get to week number 4, starting tonight at 7 o'clock. And again, I think this has potential to be the best game of the docket tonight. And there's a number of games that I am really interested in finding out how each team plays and the results of the game. And in no particular order, from the non-conference games, I think Harding and Fitch, and I'll say it, I think Warren Harding has a really good chance at winning this game tonight. I do. Forget about this 1-2 record. Look, they played two of the best teams in Division II this year, in Benedictine and Massillon. And frankly, they should have beaten Benedictine. They should have beaten Benedictine. That should be a fun game. All right, let's get to the phone lines. We're going to bring in the head football coach of the Warren JFK Eagles, Dom Perlogo. Coach Perlogo, how are you today, sir?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. I no pressure on you or anything like that, but I have been saying all week long, I think that in week number 4, this might be the game of the week for the entire three-county area. A very good JFK team going into Portage County to take on a very good Garrettsville Garfield team. Coach, you've had an opportunity to see Garfield on tape. Are they every bit as good as their 3-0 record?
No doubt. No doubt. Big, physical, have great skill players, well coached. They're as good as advertised.
Well, you get some pretty good players as well, and obviously this Likens kid, God bless the Air Force Academy. They're going to get a good one in Likens, and I absolutely love the athleticism that Cam Hollabaugh brings on your football team, Coach.
No doubt. Cam is a guy who can just about do anything. I read somewhere that somebody compared him to one of those guys that would be considered like a slash, like Cordell Stewart used to be at the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I think he's better than that role. He can pretty much do anything we ask him to do. Our coaching staff constantly argues about who's going to get him as a position player because he can play everywhere, and wherever we would put him, he would be probably the best guy there. Jesse Likens, he's a kid that can change a game at any moment. When you have that kind of speed and toughness, he's a kid that can take it to the house and change a game instantaneously. So, we're fortunate to have guys like that on our team. But as you know, being around football as long as you have, you win football games up front. And a game like tonight, that's who wins this game. Our guys up front are going to determine the outcome of this game. If we can win the game up front on the offensive and defensive side of the ball, we got a chance, because then you get to what you're talking about, where can our guys make a play? The guys we're counting on, can they make a play? And I think we have guys that can make that play. We need them to. But you win the game up front. It's a 48-minute game, and those guys up front are going to determine our success tonight. And I'm sure if you ask the coach from Garrettsville, he would tell you the same thing. It's going to be a physical fist fight in the trenches, and whoever can stand up and win that fist fight is going to win the ball game.
Coach, you have a budding superstar on that line in Patrick Valent, 6'4", about 270. He's just a sophomore. You described him in training camp as a kid that has unlimited potential. Has he lived up to that moniker early on in the 2020 campaign?
He's for sure. He's way ahead of where a normal sophomore would be at this time. He still, has a long way to go to reach that potential because, like I said, I think the future is really bright for him. But as far as being a sophomore, way ahead of where he would be. He's not just a big body. There's a lot of linemen out there that are 6 foot whatever and 260 pounds, 270 pounds. But are they as good as he is? And he brings a nasty demeanor. He's got really good feet. He's a basketball player, and so I don't want to say that he's reached his potential and he's got to that unlimited potential that I talk about, because I think that's something that junior, senior year we may see. But for a sophomore, he's way ahead of the game, and he's a dominant offensive lineman. We've got a few of those guys. Our junior captain, Eddie Kiernan, he's a center. He's a defensive end, and Eddie may be one of the most intelligent, football smart kids that I've coached in my 31 years. The kid can really play any position. He's cerebral about it. He's tough as nails, and he brings some size there too. Now, he's certainly not, Patrick Valent size. He may not have the measurable that every college is looking for, but he reminds me of those guys that Coach Tressel used to come and get to play on his offensive line at YSU, when we had a bunch of 6 foot and 6'1" guys that were 260, 270, and they were just tough, hard-nosed kids, and we won with them.
Well, look, up front, the big uglies, as they're always called, they make the skill position players go, and I agree with you wholeheartedly. Whoever wins the battle up front is going to ultimately win this game tonight, and it sounds like you got some really, really good talent, and bad news for the rest of the area. Your talent is still young.
There's no doubt. We are up front. We are going to, next year we'll return, 5 of our front 6 players. We'll be returning linebackers, all 3 of them. Obviously we'll have to rebuild the secondary. Those guys are all 3- and 4-year starters. But certainly defensively, we've got some young players up there, and same with offense. Our offensive line is pretty young too. We've only got, I think we're losing 1 senior next year on the offensive line. So, our schedule this year, and we make no apologies about this, or we're not asking for anybody to feel sorry for us. Our schedule this year is absolutely brutal. We've already played 2 and beaten 2 Division 5 teams. We beat a very good D6 team in St. Thomas Aquinas that has talent everywhere. And, we've got a D5 team this week. We got another one next week, and we finish out with Division 3 Howland. So, our schedule is what prepares us for ultimately what our goals are. And so, tonight's going to be another one of those tests. We get to have a test every single week where, some teams may get that week off. JFK doesn't get that.
Coach, any word from the OHSAA as to whether you're going to be staying in Division 7, Region 25? It sounds like you guys are going to, but any word of teams that are coming in or teams that are going out of that region?
That's a great question, and to be honest with you, I just hung up with our AD. We're both checking the OHSAA website, going on my OHSAA, and nothing has been updated on the regions yet. as far as them putting us in regions. But I will tell you, from what I'm being told, we will stay D7. It's just what teams will be brought into our region. How much bigger will they make our region than what it is now? From what I'm hearing from my administration, there may be as many as 6 to 8 teams on average per region that have opted out. So at least in Division 7. So that's a lot. That's a little more than I was expecting. So who knows what that's going to, how that's going to change things. And to be quite honest with you, I've got a leadership council that I meet with every week, and our kids don't even want to discuss that, because they're just like our season this year when they said you're allowed to play 6 games, but you can cancel all your contracts. We just looked at it and said, we're going to get ready to play August 28th against somebody. And that's what we did. And our kids, no matter who I brought to our leadership council, we have just play them, coach. We got an opportunity to do this one. Play them, coach. We want to play 6 games. So when we talk about playoff stuff, our kids are like, whatever the rules are and wherever we get put, let's just go. And, I've got great leadership, and and to be honest with you, that's my mentality too. And our kids have kind of taken that and said, whoever, wherever, that you're going to send us, let's just go play. Our kids got a goal, and that's it.
Well, look, I appreciate that attitude, and I love the fact that you guys schedule up, and especially in this year where you're not going to be punished by the computer poll if you happen to lose a game. Look, this is a year unlike anything we've ever seen, but with everyone getting invited into the postseason, why not test your kids out and say, hey, you want to play Warrensville Heights? Go. St. Thomas Aquinas, Conneaut, Garfield, Gilmore Academy, Howland. Yeah, we're gonna play up in most of our games, and look, that schedule for a D7 team, that schedule right there is going to prepare you for any D7 team that you run across, even my alma mater down in Leetonia in Columbiana County.
Yep, no doubt. And, I follow them a little bit because, obviously Coach Julia, he's part of our coaching circle up in this area, and I coached against him a bunch when he was at Poland. I was an assistant at Canfield, and he's done a great job down there, obviously. Getting that program to where it is right now, and that's exciting for Columbiana County, and I'm sure for Leetonia. That area there is probably electric right now with how well they're doing. But and to go back and to your point, and Coach Bayek always had a saying when we got to week 9, week 10, where he would talk to our kids about, we're battle tested and ready to go. That was one of his staple sayings, and heck, our Moms Club even put that on a darn T-shirt last year. It was the funniest thing ever, and they handed it out to the kids, and it had Coach Bay's quote, "We're battle tested, ready to go," and then underneath it had Jeff Bayek. Like it was a quotation from Lou Holtz, and it was pretty funny when they handed that T-shirt out. The kids loved it because that's what they hear from our staff. That's what they've been hearing for the last 6 years, and that is, if you're playing up and you're playing teams like St. Joe's and in the past, and you're playing the schedule we've played, a Girard who's a D4 team, a Garfield that's a D5 team, a Gilmore that's a D5 team. When you're playing those teams, and then if you can be successful with that schedule, obviously you are battle tested and ready to go, and that's our mantra. We don't. We're not. When I got the job, Ron, I said to our kids when I got introduced to them, obviously they knew who I was, but I'm introduced now as their head coach, and I stood in front of them. I said, make no mistake, we're not a week 1 through 10 program here. We have used week 1 through 10 to get ourselves prepared for 11 through 15. You have a responsibility here at a school like Warren JFK to compete for regional titles and state titles, because that's what's expected of you. And And so when we schedule every year, and you know what? It's not just that teams, people say, oh, these D7 schools, they don't want to play JFK. That's not the bottom line. We don't want to play that schedule. No disrespect, but we don't want to play a Division VII schedule every single week because I'm not sure that prepares us for what our ultimate goals are every year.
Amen. I've been saying that for years. You if you want to play some D7 schools, that's all well and good, but you want to prepare for the playoffs, you better get yourself 1, 2, 3 levels up to get yourself ready for the playoffs. Dom, I got to ask you a question. I mean, obviously, you're following in some really big footsteps. Jeff Bayek, he won a state championship a few years ago at Warren JFK. Tony Napolet is as big of a name in Trumbull County in the coaching circles as anyone. Do you feel any added pressure or I don't know if pressure is the right word, but do you feel like you have to carve your niche in this program as soon as possible to get up to speed with those two coaches that I just mentioned?
Well, first of all, let's not forget to mention Denny Zolchak.
Oh, amen. Amen. Thank you for reminding me. Yeah. When you get old like I am, you tend to forget about names like Denny Zolchak. Absolutely.
Right. He may not have a ring as a head coach, but he's got one as an assistant like I do, and he's a legend in those are 3 Hall of Fame coaches. So to answer your question, is there any pressure? No. Do I feel like I need to carve my name and no. I don't want to be Tony Napolet. I don't want to be Jeff Bayek, and I don't want to be Denny Zolchak. I want to be me because my kids will see right through that because they know who I am. I've been here. It's not like I just got the job and walked in the door and met every kid last February. I've been here for 7 years with these kids, so they know who I am. And if I try to be somebody other than who Dom Prologo's been for since 2014, they're going to see right through that. And what these kids have been successful with is the attitude that we've brought here and the culture that we've brought here. So for me to go and try to say it's got to be Dom Prologo's way, I'm not sure that's smart. When you look at what Jeff had done here during those years when we were together from 14 through 19, why would I go in there and change the formula? Certainly I'm going to throw some different ingredients in there that I think are things that I would do I would have always done as a head coach, and that's what I've done. But to be honest with you, I may not be the smartest guy in the world, but I'm smart enough to know that if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And so we at JFK we embraced the culture that was started with Coach Napolet. Oh shit, I lost him.
No, you're here. We're good. Coach. Oh, Coach. No. We got to get him back on the air. He thought that he lost us. No. You didn't lose us. Coach, are you back?
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
No, nothing happened. You were on a roll. I was letting you go, brother.
Well, at any rate, we embraced what Coach Napolet, Coach Zolchak is at our school every week. I saw him last night there. He was sitting in his little lawn chair in the corner on the 7th and 8th grade practice field, watching the 7th and 8th grade game. And he was the first person to reach out to me when I got hired here. So there is a culture that was started by Tony Napolet, and there's a culture that was started here that was continued by Coach Zolchak. And then, Nappy came back and obviously his face is on our program, and Jeff embraced that, and I certainly embraced that. And obviously Jeff coached me in high school back in the 80s at Ursuline, and he's more than just a coach or a colleague. He's more like a big brother to me, and we've been together for a heck of a long time, since the late 80s. So what he's done here, we embrace that, and his fingerprints are still all over our program. But have I added some Don Prologo stuff to it? For sure. You have to. And, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention our staff because, I hired a couple of guys that are former head coaches in Don Menendez, who coached with Coach Engel forever and was the head coach at Howland for about 5 years, and Johnny Elliott, who, last year stepped into a really terrible situation when Phil passed away, and did an admirable job there at Fitch in that type of a situation. Those guys being on the staff, there's little things that they've brought that we've added to the program that maybe have changed it a little bit. So, if you look at the ingredients we've added, we've got not just three great names, Nappy and Denny Zolchak and Jeff Bayek, but there's some Dick Angle that's been put into our program too, because there's about 5 of us on our staff that have played for Coach Angle or coached with him.
The ingredients that you have, it's turning into one hell of a good recipe. And the recipe for success, I'm going to be real curious to see what you guys do tonight in Portage County against Garrettsville Garfield. The schedule don't get much easier after that. You go to a very talented Gilmore Academy where you'll be playing on a Saturday because they don't have lights over there. Go figure. A very nice suburban school that's got a shit ton of money, and you don't get any freaking lights for your stadium. What the hell is that, Coach?
Well, you spend about $25,000 to go to school there, and they can't buy you lights.
Yeah, I mean, what are you kidding me with this? I mean, don't get me wrong. A Saturday afternoon playing Gilmore Academy, that's as good as it gets. But good Lord, give me some lights for God's sake.
Yeah. Well, we had the opportunity to play even Howland. That's an afternoon game, and that was by our decision. We looked at that and said, we're supposed to be a Friday playoff team in Division 7, so we want to get that game with Howland in, and we can't play Friday night because Harding's at home. So we wanted to get that game in, so we thought, let's play it early Saturday, 1 o'clock start, and that way our kids have even if it's an extra 12 hours to heal up a little bit, our coaches have some time to recharge their batteries before we get into our first playoff opponent. That was one part of our thinking, and the other part was, right now we're not sure what college football is going to look like over the next couple of weeks, and gives everybody an opportunity to still do a Saturday afternoon game. Our schedule doesn't get any easier, but this is going to be a monumental challenge, and you made a comment. You're anxious to see what we look like tonight. Ron, I'm just as anxious as you are. This is going to tell a tale. I used to tell Coach Begg year after year, I love the St. Joe's game at the end of our season, and he would look at me like, "Are you nuts? They're so talented every year, and they're a D5 program." And I used to say to them, "Don't ever drop this game, because this is the one that tells me, are we a pretender or are we a contender?" And I think we're going to kind of find out tonight. Are we? And the good thing is, if we're still not sure we're a contender after tonight, guess what? We got a couple weeks to get that shored up. It's not week 10, but I don't foresee that happening. I foresee us coming out tonight, and I don't want to sound cocky on the phone, so I'm just going to tell you I foresee us showing up tonight and playing JFK football.
Yeah, well, that's and if you play JFK football 99 times out of 100, you win the ball game. Coach, before I let you go, one of the things I absolutely love about Warren JFK High School and the football program is everybody is involved. You've alluded to the football moms. You got the mothers involved doing some stuff. The school takes such good care of the football program. It takes a village to raise a football team in Warren. Talk about the tradition outside of football with the football moms and everyone that plays their parts, albeit a small role to a large role. Talk about that tradition outside of your football program.
That's a great point. I'm glad you brought that up, because these people do need to be recognized at some point, other than just the banquet, because of what they do. One of the reasons I I was excited about the opportunity to take this job isn't just because I wanted to be a head coach. This is a special place, and there are people that are in our program, and I'll give you a few names here. A guy like Mike Cozy, whose son played here long time ago for Tony Napolet. He's a retiree. He's in his 70s. This guy's there as often as I am. He's our equipment manager, he makes things happen for us, and he does it on his own time. We have, Bob Todd, who's another guy whose kids went to Kennedy, and he just loves Kennedy. So he still shows up, and he cuts we have 4 or 5 fields that he has to cut every week. There's a lot of people like that. Dave Binko, who played at Kennedy back in the 70s for Nappy, and then he went to Virginia Tech, and when he came back, he's been coaching here as an 8th grade coach and a volunteer for longer than I probably can remember, way longer than before I got to Kennedy. And those guys make this a special place, and obviously you've got your mom's club that takes care of our kids like nowhere else I've ever been. It's not just a club that shows up to give the kids a sandwich or a Gatorade at the end of the game. They do a lot for our kids and our program. And it's not 1 or 2 moms that show up every week. There'll be 10 there today at 3:15 when it's time to feed our kids their pregame meal. There'll be about 10 of them that show up there for that. And and then there's obviously outside of that, we've got a lot of mentors in our program that are very successful in the community in their own right, in whatever field they've chosen to go into, and they are around our program, and we're talking about doctors that are, probably one of the best gynecologists in the area around our program all the time. People that are controllers for trucking companies, they're around our program. What are they there for? They're there just to let our kids know that, we're here to support you guys. If there's anything Coach Pro needs, we're going to be here for that. And, when you get out of school, I'm here to answer questions for you. I'm here to be part of that network. And, and those guys are fantastic to be around our program, and they keep their distance unless we ask them to be involved, and which is awesome. And so this place is very special compared to, and don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to talk down anywhere else I've been, because we've had, great community support anywhere I've been. But a lot of times you have to really, really be winning to get that community to come out and love you. At JFK, they love our program no matter where we're at. And that's pretty special. When you talk about the term Blue Pride that Coach Nappy started here years and years ago, there is something with the people who are involved in Kennedy, and Blue Pride does mean something to them. And I also need to mention that this is probably one of the schools that has, when I went to Ursuline, my father went to Ursuline, my uncles went to Ursuline, my cousins went to Ursuline, I went to Ursuline. I was a legacy kid. My first time I stepped on that field, I had been waiting my whole life for that. And there was a little bit of when I did that, I had a little bit of responsibility to my dad, his brothers, and everyone else who had stepped on that field before me, and I knew what it was. Here at Kennedy, we still have a ton of legacy kids that parents have played here, that it means a little bit, just means more. And they know what Blue Pride is because their parents have been preaching it since they took their baby pictures in a JFK T-shirt.
Yeah, that's what it. What you just said is the very essence of why a tradition-rich program is the best program around, and I absolutely love visiting JFK whenever I've done games, and this was many years ago before I left the area to do minor league baseball. Whenever I broadcast a JFK game, it's a happening within the Catholic community of Warren. It's a great school, great people, And I wish you guys nothing but the best tonight and through the rest of the regular season. Damn proud of your accomplishment to this point, Coach Perlogo, and keep up the magnificent job going on right now in Warren.
Hey, thank you very much, and go Blue Pride.
There you go. Don Perlogo, he's in his first year at Warren JFK, and they get their hands full tonight. Garrettsville Garfield is a legit team, but so is this JFK team. My goodness. If you go back about, 4 years when they won the state championship, and I didn't think they'd get past Minster in the state championship game. I did not think they could get past Minster. This 2020 version of Warren JFK has a very 2016 type of feel to it. I'm not saying flat out that they're going to win a state championship, but I would be shocked if they don't win a regional title. I would be absolutely shocked if they don't win the regional title in D7. I mean, whichever teams are deciding to come in, come out, that's still up in the air right now, as the OHSAA has not come out with that information. But I would be stunned if JFK did not win the region in Division 7. And as a Bears fan, Leetonia grad, it pains me a little bit to say that, but this team is just absolutely phenomenal. We're going to take a timeout. On the other side, we'll take some phone calls. The MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning hotline is open, 330-886-0813. It is a football Friday in the Mahoning Valley. Potesta with you on a Friday edition of Running Points on ysnlive.com.
21 News.
Let's get right to our top story tonight.
More experienced reporters.
A new Wilmington restaurant.
GM Lordstown.
Telling more local stories.
We'll look at
Baby boy is recovering from a broken.
Around our
Good
valley.
afternoon. We are here in Youngstown, right up.
Because you expect
It's important for everyone.
No place like home.
more local news.
In Mercer County Court.
21 News is our valley's #1 local news.
Welcome home to a home made homier with Baird Brothers Fine Hardwoods. Inspiration starts at BairdBrothers.com and is turned into reality when high-quality hardwoods are delivered right to your home. Baird Brothers has the latest design trends: shiplap and skinny lap interior siding, antique oak rustic flooring, and, well, you'll find them all at BairdBrothers.com. Ordered easily, delivered conveniently, enjoyed comfortably. BairdBrothers.com.
Attention football fans, order Coca's Pizza tailgate package for only $54.99. You'll receive 24 slices of our delicious cheese pizza, 20 jumbo wings, and 2 of our famous foot-long pepperoni rolls. Coca's Pizza, we serve it hot.
Hi, this is Tommy Clem, owner of WRS Insurance Solutions.
WRS Insurance Solutions is a local independent agency that specializes in life, Medicare, long-term care, and disability products. Call us at 330-953-3722 or visit us at wrsinsuranceSolutions.com to learn more.
Good luck to all the student athletes in the Valley.
Your Armstrong services are more important than ever. There are more and more connected devices in the home these days. To get the most out of your experience, you need a network that is always getting better. You deserve superior performance, and that's what Armstrong offers every day. Whether you're working from home, enjoying your favorite content together, or simply catching up while apart, count on Armstrong to keep you connected to what matters most.
Welcome back to a Football Friday edition of Running Points on ysnlive.com. Let's go to the MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning hotline. Tony, you're on Running Point. What's up, my brother?
Hey, great interview. Great. It was perfect. Could have been longer, and it was long.
Well, he thought that he lost us and hung up, and I was like, oh no, you didn't lose me. I was, I turned the microphone down and let you roll, kid.
Kick your. I wasn't watching you. Did you have your feet up on the desk listening?
Oh no, listen, I was taking notes. I was just, I was intently listening to it, and Tony, I have. as a Catholic, I know all too much about Warren JFK and their traditions, and when Coach Napolet was alive, what a great guy to talk to. What a just a fantastic human being, and just the tradition at Warren JFK. That's a good program. That's I don't play favorites all that often, but of the 3 Catholic schools that are in the Mahoning Valley, JFK is my favorite Catholic school.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, it's a very nurturing, and all the Catholic schools are. It's the one thing you can say about them. For the children in the school environment, it's a nurturing environment. And any parents who have marginalized kids in the school they're in, it's not a bad thing to look at. They will treat your children with as much love as you can expect from a school.
Yeah, it's I don't have any kids and probably won't have any kids, but I had often said when I found my Catholic faith 20 years ago, I had said if I ever had kids, they would be going to a Catholic school for a number of reasons. The biggest of which is I want them to be in to learn more about their faith.
That's part of it, but it's not just the learning about the faith, but it's the actualization of their faith, the service they're required to do on a regular basis.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So, hey, I didn't mean to create a sermon here for the rest of the listeners, but let's move on to football, huh?
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, nobody thought they would get by Mogador, that Kennedy team. If I don't know if you know Evans, but I used to call his show every Sunday morning and just needle the hell out of those guys about, this is going to be a state championship team. Because I had watched them 3 years and I saw them incrementally growing and growing. And again, when you get 2 or 3 very, very talented kids on a team and a good supporting cast in Division 7, you're pretty unstoppable.
Yeah, when they got beat by Mogador the year before, I remember doing the game with Bob Gavalier and Chris Rice, and Chris was in the booth with me, and Gavalier was down on the field, and I remember telling Chris Rice after that game was over, I said, "This is going to be a learning experience. This is going to be one of those games where JFK is going to probably profit off that loss, not monetarily, but profit off that loss for the 2016 season. And when these two teams face each other again, it might be a different story." So the team that
it's what you're continuing talking about the playoffs this year. You've got a chance to get in there, and you're building for the future. And like I said, Austintown Fitch is probably the biggest beneficiary of this new system where everybody gets in. Get in there and get your feet wet and raise expectations on your kids. Kennedy went against Mogador, played them tough. It was a brutal game, and they raised expectations for the next 9 months till football season started again. And they were ready the next year.
No question. Now, the team that I didn't think they had a chance in hell at beating was Minster in the state championship game. I had no thought that JFK would be able to play with that team because Minster's in that ridiculous conference that just wins everything, not just football. They're a player in all sports, and it's the Midwest Athletic Conference or some
the MAC.
Yeah, the MAC, and it just that conference is just completely legit in all sports, and I didn't think that they were going to be able to play with Minster. Now this year, Maria Stein Marion Local is the team from that conference that at least early on in the season looks like a team that might be able to make a serious run in a D7 championship. So there's going to be obstacles.
They were always normally a division. Those teams float up and down in divisions out there, and Marion Local, Maria Stein Marion Local out there, I think they always dominated Division 7 or 5. They were a dominant team in Division 5, got bumped down. So it's interesting. Hey, I wanted to talk about Region 3 if we could real quick.
Yeah.
Okay, we keep talking about who may get moved in and this is just fun speculation. But I would look for 2 teams to potentially get moved out of that region. And I'm going to give you a bunch of teams that are in that region we haven't even talked about. Benedictine's not coming back to that region. That would be my bet. They're where they need to be. They need to go up against Avon. And Avon's been, I think, at 4 consecutive state semifinals. And they're a team who ekes by every game. Benedictine can take it to them.
Yeah,
so
that'd be a fun game. Yeah, that would be a fun game to watch.
Now, the other teams in this the teams that I think could get moved out of this region, if anybody does, I would say Massillon has a chance to get moved out of it at the top end, if they're looking to move somebody from the top, or Boardman, if they move somebody from the bottom. Hasn't Boardman always played in that Columbus region when they've made it to the playoffs before?
Well, it depends on it depends on how many teams are in the Columbus region, and if there are a shortcoming of teams there, then they normally grab from the Northeastern, the southernmost Northeastern team, and that turns out to be Boardman by a shade over Austintown Fitch. So if the Columbus region has a shortage of teams where they have to once they get the exact number, and let's say it's 84 teams 88 teams in Division 2 are going to go to the playoffs. So 4 divided by 88 is 22 teams. So let's say that the Columbus region has 20 teams. The Northeastern region has 24 teams. Well, 2 teams would be picked from the Northeastern region all the way down to the Columbus region. Boardman would ultimately be that team because they are the southernmost Division 2 club in that region. So Boardman's always going to be on the cusp of going into the Columbus region if the Columbus region is small.
Well, that's when they were a bigger school. I think Massillon's probably further south, and I think Massillon Perry's further south than them, correct?
If you draw a straight line across, it's close.
So you got 220. You got 224. They're right on 224. Massillon's well below 224.
Yeah, I would have to. I'd have to look and see because Massillon's north of Canton, aren't they?
They're west of Canton.
Okay, well, west and a little north. I think that it would be interesting to see. Massillon makes more sense than Boardman because geographically they're closer to Columbus than Boardman is.
Yeah, but I'm thinking if they may be looking to pick from the top or the bottom of a region when they're looking at a team to move. Also,
well, they're gonna be looking more at geographics than anything else. So.
And I also don't think, my opinion, because nobody's told anybody what's going on except themselves. I don't think if it's 88 that they're going to try and make it a perfect 22. I think they're just trying to keep it under 24 and over 16 for every region. I would say that's what they're probably trying to do.
Tony, historically, what they like to do in the OHSAA is make it even everywhere. So if you have 104 teams in in Division 6, what the OHSAA likes to do is make every region 26 teams. So there's no there isn't a larger region and a smaller region. They like to keep things even if they can.
Yeah. Sometimes you try too hard. Sometimes it's just do as little as you can and let it play out. But hey, I'm going to name a couple teams in that region that nobody's even talked about. That division, that Region 5. Hudson. Hudson's 3-0, and they beat some really good teams.
Yeah, Hudson
good. Hudson is getting no love in that region, but the AP has seen it already. And you see who they've beaten. They've beaten some good teams.
Yeah, Hudson's a good team. Look, I mean, this isn't just Akron, Hoban, Massillon, and some slightly above average teams. No, this region is a lot more than just Hoban and Massillon. There's some really good football teams in this region.
Yeah, if you were to pick a region, if you could only watch one region play out, this would be the region. Let me give you another one. Massillon Perry's 3-0. They're playing really well. And the team to watch is a team out of Painesville, Riverside. They've got their mojo, and they've already beaten Perry up there. the neighbor up there to the east, Perry.
Yeah.
And they play Chardon tonight, so that'll tell a lot up there.
Yeah, Chardon is a step down in Division III, but they're always a playoff caliber football team, so that'll be a great test for them.
And they're 3-0 right now. I think they've already beaten Kirtland. They've already beaten Kirtland, which is smaller than them, but still, Chardon's always a strong program.
Listen, anytime you can beat Kirtland, it doesn't matter if you're a D3, D2, or whatever. Kirtland is one of the best teams in the state of Ohio, regardless of their size. That team is legit, always has been, always will be. I love their tradition over there.
Yeah. So much happens in that area up there. I mean, you've got Mentor, you've got Perry, you've got Chardon, and you've got Kirtland. They're all in a 5-mile radius of each other.
Listen, Mentor in Lake County, Lake and Geauga County is quietly two of the best counties in high school football in northeastern Ohio. It really is.
Yeah, because you've had the team out of Bainbridge. I'm drawing a blank right now. Kenston. Kenston.
Yes.
Last year they were really amazing. So last few years they've been really good. So yeah, it's interesting. It's exciting, and I'm going to get off and let the show go. But I just wanted to say we keep talking about a lot of the teams at the top of Region 2. There's a bunch of teams in that region.
Yeah, Division 2, Region 5 is absolutely loaded, and I'm with you. As long as they don't steal some of the teams and put them elsewhere, this region is by far the best. Not only in Division 2, it might be the best region, period, in all of high school football, and that the playoffs are just going to be absolutely crazy. In that region. By the way, have you, as a Bills fan, seen that Milano and Edmonds are both out for the game against Miami?
Both out?
Yeah, they're both out, and both could be on injured reserve.
Oh, well, it's a 3-week injured reserve.
Yeah.
Now. It's not a protracted. They can bring it, but they're both on injured reserve.
Well, they're not both on injured reserve yet. They could be. They're both out. Milano hurt his hamstring, and Edmonds hurt his shoulder. In the Sunday victory.
Edmonds was at practice for 2 days, so let's hope. But he wasn't in contact, so if there's like some kind of contusion or bad situation in his shoulder, he could have done that.
Well, but, he hurt it against the Jets.
Milano has a history of hamstrings, so you don't want to rush that back.
No, and if I can just put a bug in. Coach McDermott's ear, paging Lorenzo Alexander. Alexander.
The night of the game, he sent a text out. Alexander sent a text out, and it was just kind of baiting them. So we'll see what happens. But they've got this Klein kid out of who was a regular down at with the Saints, and they've got a rookie that's a couple rookies that are playing pretty well right now. So. Depends how long. If it's going to be just this week, you don't want to make any drastic moves. But hey, what would it hurt to bring a Alexander and put him on the practice squad, get him in condition?
Listen, I mean, if they were to sign Alexander and say, okay, we're going to give you 10 or 15 snaps a game until these two guys come back, I'd be happy because I mean, okay, he's 37, he's probably lost a step, but he played last year. And he had a really good final year in the NFL. I have no problems putting him in, albeit part-time, to just fill the need until Milano and Edmonds both come back. I think the Bills are going to struggle on Sunday against Miami because of these two being out. I think the line was like 5.5. I plan on taking the Dolphins plus 5.5. I think the Bills win the game, but I think it's probably going to be like a 4-point, 3-point type of win for Buffalo.
Interesting. Do you read anything into it that maybe they were marginal when they decided that we'll just take a chance this game without them?
No, I think there is some concern that they could be going on injured reserve. I think Milano more than Edmonds, but there's concern that could happen. They haven't officially said that it's going to happen, but I'm sure the questions have been raised for both of them. And I think more Milano because, like you said, his hamstring history, but I mean, it's worrisome. It is definitely worrisome.
At the end of the last game, they had 5 linebackers hurt in that game.
No, I know.
Even the guys they brought in were leaving hurt.
Yeah.
So,
and that linebacker core is still better than Cleveland's, by the way. So even with the,
I'm not going to argue Joe Schobert with you, but I think that was not a great move. Not keeping him around. Joe Schobert was consistently a league leader in tackles.
Yeah, but you didn't want to pay him $10 million a year to do what he does. So, I mean, they wanted to spend the money elsewhere, and that's all well and good.
Without linebackers, right?
Wow.
Though Mack is hurt, Mack had some potential, and he's hurt now. He's on a rookie contract.
Yeah.
So maybe they took a chance and it didn't pay off for him.
Well, look, I mean, when he gets back and when the Browns get healthy, I think the defense will be better. I still think it's going to be a middle of the road defense. I don't think it's anything special. But when Wilson gets back and you get the DBs back and healthy again, I think things are going to get a little bit better for Cleveland.
Well, you say when you get the DBs back, Speedy or what's his name, the Williams guy, he's gone for the year.
Yeah, he's gone for the year. I mean, that's. The safety position is just, God, it is so bad right now.
Ohio State kid, the Nordonio Ohio State kid, what's up with him?
Ward played last night and he was good. I mean, Denzel Ward and Mitchell both played reasonably well last night. Did he
miss the first week? I didn't see him.
I don't know if he did or not. I honestly, I was too busy. I was too busy watching the Bills game, but I caught bits and pieces of the Browns enough to not have Nick Chubb as the bell cow, which I shook my head, and thankfully, Stefanski understood. Hey, Chubb's the bell cow, and he gave him the majority of the carries, and Chubb ran like I thought he was going to last night in their win over Cincinnati.
Don't underestimate the. I'm a big Chubb person. I remember arguing with you that you kept wanting to draft a Chubb into Cleveland, but it was Bradley Chubb, and I said the Chubb you got to get is the kid who put up the exact same numbers in college as Barkley did, with two other really good backs.
Yeah.
In the backfield.
Yeah. Well, when they saw him in the second round, they got him, and I thought it was terrific value because. I don't know how Chubb got out of the first round. I thought he was a first-round running back.
You talk about brilliance, and we wanted to. I love beating up on this last group, this last general manager. Who did he pick right before? Who did he leave on the board? Chubb. Who did he pick before him?
Oh man, I gotta.
The guard out of Nevada. What's his name again?
Oh yeah, Bitonio, or not Bitonio?
Yeah. No, Bitonio.
Oh gosh, yeah, the kid that's now a member of the Los Angeles Rams.
I'll tell you, some other people they let go and picked that lineman instead. They let James Daniels go, who really had a great game last week.
Yeah.
So.
Look, I mean, he's still got Chubb. I mean, you can sit back and say,
well, goodness, no, Chubb is the kind of he's the guy you want to coach.
Absolutely.
He's that guy who just, what can I do for the team, coach?
Yeah. Yeah, he's one of my favorite players because he's that type of guy. He's not a diva. He never will be a diva. He's one of those guys that he's instant credibility in the clubhouse for chemistry, and he's a guy that wants to do whatever it takes to have his team win. I appreciate guys like that.
Oh my gosh, guys like him, and then number 13 is just like that too, right?
Hey,
I'm just trying to bait these Cleveland callers to call and call me an idiot.
Listen,
I'll see you later.
Hey, thanks for the call, Tony. I mean, look, he's happy. He got his touchdown pass against Baker. And he had his purple hair yesterday. I mean, it's all good. And again, they won. The fantastic win last night for the Browns. It was a solid win, and I thought they could run against the Bengals. I said, hey, get over 200 yards. They did. And when the running game is good, that makes your quarterback that much better. I thought Mayfield had a fantastic game, and I thought the running attack helped set up Mayfield's success. Baker looked good last night. He did. He looked good. And look, I mean, you have to have your running attack in order for this guy or any quarterback to put up really good numbers. And if you have a good running attack, then that play-action pass actually works. You know, here's a note for everyone. If you don't have a good running attack, the play action pass, colossal waste of time. Nobody's going to buy your fake handoff because nobody's buying your running attack. Unless your running attack is good, nobody's going to buy this fake handoff. It's like, oh, he's going to fake a handoff? Well, we're not really expecting these guys to run because they suck on the run anyway. But if you have a good running attack like last night, now you've got to make sure that somebody is on Chubb, somebody is on Hunt. You know, somebody is spying that running attack. So when Baker fakes the handoff, well, wait a minute. Somebody's going to get open. Play action pass works when you have a decent running game or a good running game, or in last night's case, a great running game. All right, 330-886-0813. Back in a bit, it's a phone-in Friday, Football Friday edition of Running Point, brought to you by MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning. Back in a bit. Stick around.
For heating, cooling, and indoor air quality, the Mahoning Valley trusts MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning, offering worry-free repair, service, and installation. Call MP Vivo today for a free estimate.
MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning. We're your energy-efficient experts.
Hello, I'm Greg Burbick with G. Burbick Farms. For the last 100 years, my family has farmed in Columbiana and Mahoning counties. I began raising cattle in 1996 with the goal of providing a better product for you and your family on the dinner table. Our grass-fed and grain-supplemented Black Angus beef are raised with no hormones, steroids, or antibiotics. We're known for our hometown-friendly service and incredible tasting products. We're locally owned and have customers across the tri-state area. Our products go from our farm to your family. Stop by our farm on New Buffalo Road or visit us on the web at gburbickfarms.com. Don't forget to like us on Facebook. G. Burbick Farms, it just tastes better.
trusted our families to help you with your Medicare needs.
Myers Family Insurance looks forward to helping you now. For years to come, so call our family today and remind them how cute we are.
Myers Family Insurance continues to be the area's resource for all your Medicare and retirement needs. Call today, 330-286-3044.
Welcome back to a phone-in Football Friday edition of Running Points on ysnlive.com. We're going to talk a little bit about the U.S. Open, which is going on at Wingfoot Golf Club out in Long Island. Jason Kokrak is on the course, and today has been a day where a lot of scores have been substandard, a lot of over par going on. Not many golfers have shot under par today. Just a handful of golfers. And Jason Kokrak has through 2 holes. He parred the first hole and just bogeyed the second. So he is 1 over on the day, 1 under for the tournament. And here's a little bit of news, and we made mention that there were going to be, or at least Brian Tolnar said on Wednesday, that the scores were going to be mainly over par, and that the winning score might very well be 1 or 2 over. As it is right now, Justin Thomas is the leader. He does not golf until 127. He's 5 under. Patrick Reed is 4 under. He'll golf at 116. Rory McIlroy is going to be golfing at 127. He's 3 under par. There's one guy in the clubhouse is at 2 under. So 2 under right now is the score to beat in the clubhouse. And Kokrak is 1 over on the day, 1 under for the tournament. As we look at the players, there are now 17 golfers of the 144. There are 17 golfers that are currently shooting even or below par. Just 17 golfers. So round number 2 is going to be one of those rounds where you're going to be seeing some inflated scores. So hopefully, fingers crossed, hopefully Kokrak can par all 16 holes left. If he can go into the clubhouse at 1 under or even par after 2 rounds, then Jason is in really, really good shape for a serious run at the U.S. Open Championship. He is currently 1 under through 2 holes on the day. Actually, 1 over on the day, 1 under for the tournament. The cut line right now, we are looking at +4. +4 is the cut line. So at the absolute worst, Jason Kokrak can. You don't want to look at it like this, but Kokrak could drop 5 shots and still be on that cut line. Not that I want him to, obviously. You obviously want Jason to stay under par or even, because if he can, you get the feeling that he is probably going to be in the definitely in the top 10, possibly in the top 5 when it's all said and done. There is, and I'm taking a look here with the morning crowd finally getting off the course. There are 2 golfers that are in the clubhouse after 2 rounds of golf that are either under par or at even par. At 2 under par, Rafa Cabrera Bello from Spain, he shot an even 70 in round number 2. He's 2 under par for the tournament. So he is he's in the clubhouse at 2 under. And the Belgian golfer, Thomas Pieters, he shot 4 over today. Shot a 4 over par 74. He was 4 under after the first round. He shot a 4 over par in round number 2, so he is even. Those are the only 2 golfers that are in the clubhouse either even or below par after 2 rounds of the U.S. Open. So you're going to see, starting today, you're going to see those scores start going backwards. So even though there was a tremendous first round by Justin Thomas, who shot a 5 under 65, he's going to get pulled back. I don't expect 5 under to be the spot for the top spot in the U.S. Open. I expect 3 under, maybe 2 under, is going to be your leader after the second round. I'll be stunned if Thomas shoots under par in the second round. So Jason Kokrak is on the course. He is in the third hole, and he is currently 1 over on the day, 1 under. So if Kokrak can stay pretty much bogey-free the rest of the afternoon and shoot like 15, 16 straight pars and finish out at 1 under. Right now he's tied for 7th. I would venture to say if he finishes at 1 under or even, he's going to be in the top 5. I would venture to say he'll probably be in the top 5. So we'll keep you updated as to what is going on with Warren JFK grad Jason Kokrak, who is on the course, second round of the U.S. Open from Wingfoot Golf Club out in Long Island, and we'll see what happens there. By the way, Tiger Woods, who finished 3 over in round number 1, he is going to be golfing a little before 1:30 this afternoon. He'll be shooting from hole number 10. So he'll do the back 9 first, and then he'll go to the front 9, obviously. All right, 330-886-0813. The MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning hotline is open. Plenty of high school football that will be tonight. We have 26 games on ysnlive.com. 26 games that will be broadcast, and look forward to seeing the maestro and his minions, a.k.a. the Audible Call. Mike Ackelson, a.k.a. the maestro. It continues to get better and better every single week. They just go to all these places. I mean, if you've not seen the Audible Call yet, do yourself a favor and check it out. If you like the Red Zone channel, as part of the DirecTV Sunday package. If you're a fan of Andrew Siciliano and the Red Zone package, where they take you to every NFL stadium in which a team is inside the red zone, hence the term, the red zone. Anytime a team is inside the 20-yard line, the opponent's 20-yard line, they're right there. Just watching the different plays. And it could be multiple games. And that's basically how the red zone operates. Well, the Audible Call is the exact same thing. We're taking you into our 26 different broadcasts on ysnlive.com. And you have an opportunity to look at all 26 games. And at some point, they're going to take you to all 26 venues tonight. And, you get an opportunity to see every single team in the YSN family. And Mike Ackelson and the craziness surrounding the Audible Call, it's worth your time. 7 to 10 tonight. Go to ysnlive.com. Click on programs. Click on Audible Call. It is a free service. And again, if you're not planning on spending $9.99 to watch your favorite high school football team play, the next best thing is to go to Audible Call. And you'll be glad you did. Trust me, Mike Ackelson does a fantastic job as they juggle all kinds of stuff. And what I like to tell people, the red zone, okay, you have a certain amount of games that start at 1 and then a certain amount of games that start at 4 o'clock. All 26 of our games tonight, all 26 of them are going to be at 7 o'clock. We don't have any 7:30 games tonight. All 26 of these games are going to be played at 7 o'clock tonight. So 26 games are going to be looked in by Mike Ackelson and the obscenely crazy group. Just an absolutely crazy group that's behind the scenes guys. It's phenomenal. It is absolutely phenomenal what these guys do on a weekly basis. So check them out. Now, obviously, if you have a team that you love watching and you want to be able to watch your team play, and unfortunately you don't have a ticket, and again, 15% of capacity, most of you probably don't have a ticket to a game. Let me introduce you, if you have not been introduced yet, our pay-per-view. $9.99 per game, and this is what you get. You will get the audio, you will get the video of your favorite team. So if you're a Leetonia fan, and who isn't, by the way, 3-0 starts. They're the darlings in Columbiana County. Who isn't a Leetonia fan right now? Anyway, if you're a fan of of a high school football team, I'll throw out Brookfield. Brookfield is playing tonight. They're going to be in action, and if you want to watch Brookfield play, well, you simply go to ysnlive.com. You click on schools, you find Brookfield, you click on Brookfield, and then make sure that you are filling out your credit card information with the device that you are planning on using when you're planning on watching the game from. So let's say you have an iPad, and you're planning on watching tonight's game with Brookfield on your iPad. You need to use the iPad when filling out the information in order to see Brookfield take on Newton Falls. And again, it's $9.99. So you use your iPad, fill out the credit card information, hit send, and then you're good to go. The game starts at 7 o'clock, a little before 7 o'clock. You want to click on the play button, and just like that, you'll be able to watch Brookfield and Newton Falls. Now, the home school, in this case, if you're a Brookfield fan, 25% of all of the money in our pay-per-view, 25% is going to go to the home team. So tonight, using Brookfield as an example, if you were to invest $9.99 to watch Brookfield take on Newton Falls, 25% of that $9.99, approximately $2.50, would go to the Newton Falls athletic department because they are the home team tonight. All the home teams in the pay-per-view will be given the 25% of $9.99, and the amount of games, the amount of the amount of people that watch the pay-per-view, well, it varies. I'm going to be honest. I mean, I'm off this week. Crestview's playing East Liverpool. East Liverpool has their own broadcasters in the YSN family, so I'm off. Where am I going, you ask? Well, is there any doubt? I'm going to go to the Italian American Club, of which I'm a proud member, in downtown Leetonia, Main Street. Check out our fish fries. They're unbelievable. Cheap plug, I know. Had to do it, though, because it's the truth. Our fish fries are ridiculously good. Anyway, I'll go to the Italian American Club on Main Street in Leetonia, and I'm going to watch my Bears. Hell yeah. I'm going to watch Marco Ferri and the boys take on the Wellsville Tigers down in Wellsville. And how, you might ask? Well, the Italian American Club has decided to invest $9.99 on a weekly basis, and wouldn't you know, large people gathering at the Italian American Club to watch the beloved Bears. It's that simple. It's that simple, kids. So if you have a hankering to watch some high school football, it's $9.99, and 25% of the $9.99 investment will go to the home athletic department. You definitely want to take advantage of that. Listen, we understand that there are so many people that want to be able to see Jesus, Ron. So many people are going to be wanting to see high school football. Everyone wants to be able to see high school football. And unfortunately, only 15% of capacity for this year. Now, hopefully that changes by the time the postseason starts. Who knows? But for right now, only 15% capacity, which is one of the reasons why the OHSAA loosened their role in terms of, okay, we got to be able to have these guys and gals who love their high school football. We got to be able to give them an opportunity to see these games. And that's why the OHSAA, rightfully so, decided, hey, let's loosen the rule of games going to be live on Friday nights. Because normally, in normal circumstances, you would not have any live broadcasts of any high school football games on a Friday night. But because we're in a COVID world and only 15% of capacity is available for the schools, 1,500 or 15% of capacity, you've loosened the rules. And I think that's one of the great things that the OHSAA did this year, because it enables businesses like YSN to give you, the fans, an opportunity to see a game, albeit you're not there, but you're seeing it through the magic of ysnlive.com. So if you want to see your favorite team play tonight, simply go to ysnlive.com, click on schools, click on the team that you're wanting to see. Make sure you are filling out your credit card information with the device that you're planning on watching the game from, and go from there. It's that easy. Okay, Jason Kokrak has bogeyed another hole. He has bogeyed the par 3 third hole. So Kokrak has dropped another stroke. He is now even. He's even on the afternoon, or even in the tournament, 2 over on the afternoon. And again, he isn't the only one that is struggling today. There are mucho golfers that have been struggling for the second round, and he might be the only golfer in the morning crowd that shot under par. And I'm looking real quick, and he is. He's the only golfer in the morning crowd that shot under par today. Bubba Watson shot a 1 under 69. Oh, by the way, Bubba Watson for the tournament is +1. So he was 2 over after 1 round. He's the only golfer of the morning golfers that shot under par today. So there you go. Again, Kokrak gave another stroke up in the third hole. He is 2 over through 3 holes, even for the tournament. He is tied for 9th place in the U.S. Open, 5 shots in back of Justin Thomas, who starts his round. Actually is on the course right now in the first hole, and he is starting his round. So there you go. I beg your pardon. I do have another golfer that shot under par, Bryson DeChambeau. My apologies. DeChambeau shot a 2 under par 68. He is 3 under for the tournament. So he is 3 under for the tournament. DeChambeau is currently in a tie for third place, 2 shots off the lead. Don't be a bit surprised if 3 under is your number for the lead. Wouldn't be a bit surprised. So there you go. All right, 330-886-0813, the MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning Hotline, open for business. We take a timeout, be back with more. It is a Football Friday edition of Running Points on ysnlive.com.
It's storm season.
I think we're under the gun for some heavy storms over the next couple of hours.
And Storm Tracker 21 is ready.
This is probably the one we're keeping a closer eye on.
On air.
And locally, we're going to have a lot of eyes on our area.
Online.
All right, let's talk high-risk futurecast and the timing of this weather.
On social media and on our app.
Rain will come and go tomorrow. There'll be some dry intervals.
Stay ready with Storm Tracker 21.
The severe weather threat now through around sunset this evening.
Hi, I'm Colin Chupa. And I'm Kelsey Clem from K-Squared Marketing. Our boutique marketing firm specializes in media planning and buying, public relations, event marketing strategies, and strategic sponsorships. We can integrate our services with your existing game plan, or we can be your entire marketing team. Your goals, our game plan. Let's win together. Call K-Squared Marketing at 330-623-2730 or visit ksquared.marketing to learn more.
Hi everyone, this is DJ Yoakley with Your Sports Network. We appreciate your support of YSN and welcome you to the YSN family. Our broadcast streams are brought to you live at no cost to you by sponsors that are local to this community. Without the vision and generosity of our sponsors and partners, we would not be able to bring this game to you today. So please support the great businesses and leaders that are making this game possible. And if you're a business in need of great advertising and sponsorship opportunities, feel free to head over to our site for more information on the right fit for you. We are local, we are loyal, and we are live. We are YSN.
Ah, the details. Baird Brothers Fine Hardwoods is one fine ride. Perfect cornering, superb handling, sporty and stylish, power to spare, plus awesome mileage. Yeah, jaw-droppingly beautiful lines and well appointed with luxurious trim. Put more oomph in your life and start beholding the molding. Find your home's fine hardwood at BairdBrothers.com.
No matter what the weather, be prepared with a reliable, efficient Rude gas furnace or air conditioner from MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning. Call your energy-efficient expert, MP Vivo, today for a free estimate.
Here at MP Vivo, we rely on Rude, and so should you.
Welcome back to a free phone-in Friday, phone-in Football Friday edition. Wow, good Lord. That's a mouthful. Phone-in Friday, Football Friday edition of Running Point on ysnlive.com, presented by MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning. 330-886-0813. That is the number to call. We made mention yesterday there were a couple of members of the Ohio State Buckeyes that looked like they were not going to be playing in 2020 because, well, they didn't get to the ball rolling fast enough. Where a couple of Buckeye players, Sean Wade, cornerback, and guard Wyatt Davis, they had both made mention that they were not going to be coming back, even if the Big Ten decided to play football. Well, both of them had a change of heart. The conference announced on Wednesday teams would play a 9-game season starting on October 23rd and 24th. Well, Sean Wade was about to sign with an agent, and he got word that the Big Ten was rip-roaring and ready to go. And he said, yeah, you know what? Okay, I'm coming back. And the same thing with Wyatt Davis. Wyatt Davis, this was his quote on Twitter. I want Buckeye Nation to know that I want to play this season for Ohio State, and I am working now to make that a reality. If Davis does come back, and it looks like he is, he's going to anchor the offensive line. And, you got Josh Myers, you got Thayer Munford. And this team's loaded. Make no mistake about it, this team is loaded. And the good news is Ohio State should breeze through an average conference. The bad news, if you're the Buckeyes, if you happen to stub your toe once, just once, along the way, forget about a playoff berth. It's not going to happen. It won't happen. They being the committee, will take a one-loss team out of the SEC long before they take a one-loss team out of the Big Ten. So if you're Ohio State, there's no pressure, but I mean, you're the best team in that conference. This isn't even close. You're the best team in the conference, arguably one of the 2 or 3 best teams in all of college football. This is a no-brainer. Just win games and win 9 games in a row and go to the Final Four. Because if they win 9 games in a row, they're going to the Final Four. Make no mistake about that. One of the things that I like about Week 9 of the Big Ten season is that they're going to not only have the conference championship game, the best team in the East taking on the best team in the West, you're also going to have Week 9 matchups for the second-place finishers, the third-place finishers, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. Everyone's going to be in action in week number 9. So I like that idea. I like the idea that not just the top 2 teams, the best team in the East and the best team in the West that'll play each other in week number 9. No, they're going to get everybody involved. I like that idea. I like the idea of playing the two best second place teams, third place, fourth place, all the way down to the last place teams. I like that idea. I think under the circumstances in a crazy college football season that began with the Big Ten thinking that they were going to be the trendsetters, and as it turns out, they weren't, and then they had to scramble to return to play. I think this is a great way for the Big Ten to get everyone involved in the ninth game of the season. By the way, the other team that was attached to the Big Ten regarding staying home for the fall, the Pac-12, there's talk that they're going to be playing football now. And now there's talk that they may be starting around Halloween. Now, obviously, it would be too late to put a team into the national semifinals, or at least you would think. It would be too late. If you start the season, and I gotta get a calendar out. I mean, if you were to start the season, say Halloween, the 31st, I mean, you're looking at a 5, 6, 7 game schedule with the conference championship game on the 19th. The committee meets on the 20th, and everyone's going to find out who the top 4 teams are. I mean, could you really have a 1, 5, 8 game schedule if you follow the template of the Big Ten and have the first place teams play each other, the second place teams, the third place teams, and all the way down to the sixth place teams, because the Pac-12 has 12 teams and not 14? I mean, if you do that, okay, now you've got 8 games instead of a 9-game schedule for the Big Ten, and a 10-game schedule for the SEC and the ACC, 10 or 11 game schedule. So I don't know. I don't think that's something that not that the Pac-12 is going to be. Not that the Pac-12 is going to be bringing any of the teams into the postseason. That normally doesn't happen. So we'll just let that one go. All right, 330-886-0813. The MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning Hotline open for business. We made mention the Browns get a victory over the Cincinnati Bengals last night. A good win. Solid win. Defensively, you got to hope for a little bit of health to return. You got to hope for a little bit of health. Obviously, the safeties are a bit of a concern. But, I thought the Browns could run on the Bengals based on what the Bengals didn't do against the Chargers last weekend. And sure enough, the Browns ran for 215 yards on 35 carries. Between Chubb and Hunt, 32 carries, 210 yards. So I thought the Browns did well there. Baker Mayfield had a nice night, and it goes hand in hand with a solid running attack. Have a solid running attack, all of a sudden your quarterback doesn't have that much pressure put on him. He made one horrible throw, but other than that, solid game. He got everyone involved, including Beckham. 4 catches, 74 yards, including a 43-yard touchdown pass. And the Browns put up 35 points, and they needed just about all of those points because their defense wasn't that good. And it's still not going to be that good, but, that's a good win for the Browns. And, you got a little over a week to prepare for the Washington Redskins. I'm sorry, the Washington Football Club. Can't call them the Redskins anymore. Not allowed to do that. Can't say Redskins anymore. The Washington Redskins are no longer in the NFL. It's now the Washington Football Club. Yeah. So I guess next Sunday we'll say the Cleveland Football Club. I mean, if we're not going to have a nickname for Washington, then I'm just not going to use a nickname for the opponent. So it'll be the Cleveland Football Club against the Washington Football Club. By the way, yesterday, was the 100th birthday of the National Football League. Yeah. 100 years ago yesterday in Canton, Ohio. Hence the reason why the Pro Football Hall of Fame is in Canton. The National Football League was born 100 years ago yesterday in Canton, Ohio. Canton Bulldogs, one of the first teams in the National Football League. And who'd have thunk it? 100 years later, the NFL alive and well, and now the most popular sport in all of the four major sports. Go figure. Speaking of football, high school football, we made mention a number of really entertaining games, to say the least, as we look at the Week 4 schedule. We want to thank Coach Perlogo from JFK getting on board. Honestly, I think this is the best game on the venue tonight. It's going to be out in Garrettsville, over in Portage County, where Warren JFK will be taking on 3-0 Garrettsville Garfield. A couple of 3-0 teams doing battle. Should be a fun night in Portage County. Other non-conference games, this one has the makings of being a really good game as well. Forget about Harding's 1-2 record. Look, Warren Harding played a really tough schedule. I mean, a really, really tough schedule. First 3 games of the year. So Warren Harding is going to they're going to give Fitch all they can handle. They will definitely give Fitch all that they could handle. So Harding 1-2 taking on an undefeated Austintown Fitch team. Boardman is at Howland. A couple of teams looking for their second victory of the season. Canfield is undefeated. They travel for the first and only time this year, as Canfield will travel to Dover as they take on the 1-2 Dover Tornadoes. We made mention the Kennedy-Garfield game. Should be a really, really good ball game. Undefeated Kirtland will be taking on 0-3 Grand Valley, and 2-1 Crestview is at East Liverpool to take on the 2-1 East Liverpool Potters. That will be a very good football game as well. We had Coach Cusick on yesterday. East Liverpool is a team that Crestview had scrimmaged for the last few years, and they were not on the original schedule. They were not on the original schedule, but when they saw that East Liverpool had an open date in week number 4, they jumped all over that. So Crestview and East Liverpool, that's going to be one of the better games in the area. No question about that. That is tonight down in Potter Country. Steel Valley Conference a matchup. Youngstown East 0-3 on the campaign. They'll go to Ursuline. They'll play this game at Stambaugh Stadium on the campus of Youngstown State University. Ursuline 2-1 on the campaign. Northeast 8, 2-1 Struthers is at 1-2 Niles. 3-0 Hubbard at 1-2 Girard. Keep an eye on that game as well. Girard's due for an upset. They're due to pull off an upset. We'll see what happens there. 2-1 Poland is at 0-3 Lakeview. 3-0 South Range is at 0-3 Jefferson. In the Mahoning Valley Athletic Conference grade tier, champions 2-1 on the campaign, 2-0 overall. They will take on 1-2 LeBray. Camel is 1-2. They play another 1-2 team in Chet Allen's Liberty Leopards. Brookfield is 2-1 on the season, 2-0 in the gray tier. They will play winless Newton Falls, 0-2 overall. In the Scarlet tier, 1-2 Lowellville takes on 3-0 Springfield. 1-2 Mineral Ridge travels to McDonald to take on 2-1 McDonald. Jackson Milton is undefeated. They're 3-0 as they will go to Berlin Center to take on 2-1 Western Reserve. And in a battle of winless games, Sebring 0-3 on the campaign. They will take on 0-3 Waterloo. Eastern Buckeye Conference. West Branch is undefeated through 3 games. They will go to Carrollton to take on former Lisbon head football coach Jim Salimos, who is now at Carrollton. He will have his Carrollton team ready for West Branch. Again, the Warriors come in 3-0. Carrollton comes into this ball game with a record of 2-1. Marlington is 1-1 on the season. They will travel to Salem to take on the 1-2 Salem Quakers. Northeastern Athletic Conference, Matthews is 2-1. They travel to Southington to take on winless Chalker. And in the Eastern Ohio Athletic Conference, a couple of winless teams looking to get on the win column. 0-3 Lisbon is at 0-3 East Palestine. 2-1 Columbiana will travel to Salineville to take on 2-1 Southern. Valley Christian 1-2 on the campaign. They make a trip to Hanoverton. So go from Youngstown to Hanoverton. And if that's not culture shock, I don't know what is. I'm serious, man. I mean, as an 8-year-old kid, we moved, my family moved from Boardman to Leetonia. That's culture shock, kids. It is. I'm just saying. Youngstown to Hanoverton. You don't see many cows in Youngstown. I'm just saying. You don't see any 4-legged cows. You know, you don't see many 4-legged cows running around in Youngstown. Go down to Hanoverton, you're going to be seeing a lot of 4-legged cows running around. Valley Christian 1-2 taking on 3-0 United. Leetonia's 3-0. They travel to the river as they take on 1-2 Wellsville tonight down in Tiger Country. Tomorrow night, Cheney is winless. They will travel to Stambaugh Stadium, which really isn't much of a travel. Cardinal Mooney 1-2 on the campaign. So there you go. That is the high school football schedule in a nutshell. Week number 4 of the high school football season. All right, we're monitoring what Jason Kokrak is doing in the second round of the U.S. Open. He is even. He is even on the in the tournament, 2 over through 4 holes. So, again, if you're just joining us, Kokrak, he parred the first hole. He bogeyed the second and third holes to drop back to even par for the tournament. He just parred the par 4 fourth hole. He goes to the 5th hole. Again, yesterday he was starting the back 9. Today he is starting in the front 9. So he's on the 5th hole, and he's 2 over for the day. Even par for the tournament, and that is important because the scores right now have been very inflated. They have been quite inflated. There are just 15 golfers that are currently either even or below par. Of the 144 golfers that are playing in the U.S. Open, just 15 are currently even or below par. There is a tie for first place. Patrick Reed is 1 under through 2 holes. He got his tying shot, I believe, on the second hole. He birdied the second hole. Justin Thomas is even through 1 hole. Rory McIlroy birdied the first hole, so he is at 4 under. So you've got 2 golfers at 5 under, 1 at 4 under. A duo of golfers, DeChambeau and English, at 3 under. You've got the Spaniard, Rafa Cabrera Bello, at 2 under. You have Todd at 1 under, and then you have a plethora of golfers that are at even par. So just 15 golfers at even or under par in round number 2 of the U.S. Open. All right, we'll take a timeout, be back with more. It is a phone-in Football Friday edition of Running Point, courtesy of MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning. Back in a bit. Stick around.
Hi, this is Tommy Clem, owner of WRS Insurance Solutions, reminding you that it is open enrollment for Medicare.
Now through December 7th, those who qualify can visit our local independent agency by calling us at 330-953-3722 or visiting us at wrsinsurancesolutions.com to learn more.
Good luck to all the student athletes in the Valley.
Attention all football fans. If you can't see your team play, come and dine with us and watch it live at Boardman, Canfield, or Cortland. Or staying at home, we'll deliver right to your door. That's Coca's Pizza. We serve it hot.
2020 will be a season like we've never seen before, but 21 Sports and YSN will be there for every key moment. The plays, the players, and the stories that will headline this season. Delivered by 21 Sports and YSN.
Planning a project around your home or rental property? Trust the electrical service to the local experts with 62 years of serving the Mahoning Valley. Joe Dickey Electric is your local go-to source for responsive, reliable residential electrical work. From everyday maintenance and repairs to new installations, electrical upgrades, and safety inspections, no job is too big or too small. Call Joe Dickey Electric today, 800-549-3976, or visit DickeyElectric.com. That's DickeyElectric.com.
Myers Family Insurance knows the importance of a great team.
Our team continues to grow to help you with your Medicare and retirement needs.
The annual election period is here, so it's all hands on deck to make sure your plan still meets your needs for 2020.
Call us today.
You may find yourself in some difficulty this winter. Don't get whacked by high heating bills. Call Michael at MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning. Michael is a trusted friend who will be able to help you with many things, like getting a 95% high-efficiency furnace this winter from Rude. Michael relies on Rude, so should you. Call MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning for a free estimate, 330-259-0486, and take care of your heating and air situation.
Baird Brothers remains your source for fine hardwood products. For the time being, we're open for customer pickup only on weekdays, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Saturday from 9 a.m. till noon. Place your order online at BairdBrothers.com. Baird Brothers, for the place you love.
Quality, customer service, and integrity. Those are the 4 words that have driven our success since 1957 at Joe Dickey Electric.
Joe Dickey Electric is one Mahoning Valley landmark business that stays current with the requirements of our customers. Family owned and managed, we are an electrical contractor and energy solutions provider. Every member of our team adds to his or her skill set through ongoing training. Residential, commercial, industrial, automotive, and more. We keep ahead of the needs of our customers with a fleet of more than 50 vehicles and 24/7 emergency service, so you're never left in the dark.
The 4M Company, being an architect and construction manager for over 40 years, has had the opportunity to use many different electrical businesses for our projects. The depth, quality, and knowledge and attention to detail displayed by Dickey Electric makes them stand out above all the rest.
For state-of-the-art expertise and a timeless commitment to our customers, contact Joe Dickey Electric. We are everything electrical.
Armstrong Local Programming has always delivered an exclusive and unique perspective on the very best events your region offers. High school sports, community events, parades, all your favorite shows from Armstrong are now calling the Neighborhood Channel their home.
Watch Out and About, Locally Speaking, and many other great local shows right here on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel.
Find out everything that the Neighborhood Channel has to offer at ArmstrongNeighborhood.com. Spirit, town pride, local communities. Welcome to the neighborhood.
Welcome back to a phone-in Football Friday edition of Running Point, courtesy of MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning. Ron Potesta with you till 3 o'clock, and then we'll turn it loose to the fellas for the Power Hour as we are getting set for week number 4 of the high school football season. We are trying to get the OHSAA to get us the regions and whatnot in divisions 1 through 7. We're trying to figure out where the regions are going to be, and how many teams have decided to bounce from the upcoming tournament, and these new regions are not new. The OHSAA has not updated the brand new numbers from teams that decided to opt out. From what I have been told, the only 4 teams in our 3-county area, Trumbull, Mahoning, and Columbiana counties, the only 4 teams that decided to opt out were Matthews, Sebring, Chalker, and East Palestine. Those were the only 4 teams that decided to opt out. So, that I'm a little surprised. I'm a little surprised there aren't a couple of more teams that have decided to opt out. But again, my stance on opting out, while I understand. I understand that you're trying to protect the kids, and you don't want them getting blown out and all that other stuff. And I get it. I understand. Don't necessarily agree with it, but I understand. My whole thing is this is an opportunity to give the kids a learning process, and so many people are afraid to or not willing to compare themselves to the elite, to the best. Some people don't want that responsibility. To which I sit back and say, well, why the hell not? Why wouldn't you want to look and see where your program is compared to the elite programs in your region? Why wouldn't you want to do that? If for no other reason, it gives you an opportunity to let your kids know, okay, this is the bar of greatness. This team that we're playing right here is the bar of greatness. Go out and play your absolute best effort against this team, and let's see where we are. Let's see where we are. Okay, if you get beat by 60 points, then clearly you have some work to do. But for me, there's too many people that don't want to have that opportunity. Too many folks that just would rather, we're satisfied where we are. I don't agree with that. That's my humble opinion. I don't agree with that. If you want to build something special, if you want to have a culture like the Warren JFK program, and again, I know people are going to go, wow, come on, Ron, they're a Catholic school, they recruit. Open enrollment's not recruiting? Hello, it is. It absolutely is. The public schools with open enrollment just got even. If you want to build a winning culture, at some point in time, you got to measure up against the elite programs and then make a course of action to be at those elite programs. That's how you get it done. Speaking of getting it done, it's not getting done in the second round of the U.S. Open. For the third time in 5 holes, Jason Kokrak has bogeyed a hole. This is not a surprise. This is not a surprise given the fact that a lot of golfers are over par today. I was hoping that Kokrak would be even at the very worst. And unfortunately, right now, the course is getting the better of him. After parring the first hole, he bogeyed the second, bogeyed the third, parred the fourth. He has bogeyed the 5th hole. He is now 1 over for the tournament and is 3 over in the second round. And now you got to hope that you stop the bleeding here because, granted, you still have some wiggle room. The cut line is currently now at 5 over. As the scores continue to get obscenely high, the cut line right now is 5 over par. You don't want to be in that area. You don't want to be in that area. Look, Jason Kokrak was 2 under after 1 round of the U.S. Open. If he can shoot 2 over for the day, and right now he's 3 over, so he's going to have to get a stroke back. If he were to go 2 over for the day and stop the bleeding and be at even par, then you're looking at one of 14 golfers that would be at even par. Because that's where we are right now. Actually, Kokrak would make it 15. Right now, there are 14 golfers that are even par or better. That's it. 14. And the leader is Patrick Reed and Justin Thomas. They're both at 5 under par. They've just started their round, so we'll see if they can keep at 5 under par. The talk of the tournament right now is Harris English. After parring the first 2 holes, he has birdied the last 2 holes. He is now at 4 under par. He and Rory McIlroy tied for 3rd place. Bryson DeChambeau, 2 under for the day, 3 under for the tournament. He shot a 2 under par 68. He was in the morning group. He is at 3 under and is in really, really good shape. And also in really good shape is the Spaniard Rafa Cabrera Bello, an even par in round number 2. He is 2 under for the tournament. He is currently in 6th place. And again, there's only 14 golfers that are currently even or under par. Jason Kokrak was amongst those very select few. Unfortunately, he has bogeyed 3 of the first 5 holes, and he is at 1 over for the tournament. Tiger Woods is even through 2 holes. He is 3 over for the tournament, currently in a tie for 39th place at the U.S. Open, and the U.S. Open again being played at Winged Foot Golf Club on Long Island. So there you go. All right, we'll take a timeout. 330-886-0813, the number to call. Give me the game that you are looking forward to seeing or looking forward to getting the final score. By the way, the Stark County team that we have, Louisville, they're a member of the YSN family. They will be taking on North Canton Hoover tonight. A home game for Louisville. They are taking on North Canton Hoover tonight. Best of luck to Louisville as they are home tonight to North Canton Hoover High School. All right, 330-886-0813. Back in a bit. It is a phone-in Football Friday edition of Running Point, courtesy of MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning. Back in a bit.
21 News.
Let's get right to our top story tonight.
More experienced reporters.
A new Wilmington restaurant. GM Lordstown.
Telling more local stories.
We'll look at efforts
boy is recovering from a broken
around our valley.
community in Niles.
We are here in Youngstown, right up.
Because you expect
It's important for everyone. No place like home.
more local news.
In Mercer County Court.
21 News is our valley's #1 local news.
Welcome home to a home made homier with Baird Brothers Fine Hardwoods. Inspiration starts at BairdBrothers.com and is turned into reality when high-quality hardwoods are delivered right to your home. Baird Brothers has the latest design trends, shiplap and skinny lap interior siding, antique oak rustic flooring, and, well, you'll find them all at BairdBrothers.com. Ordered easily, delivered conveniently, enjoyed comfortably. BairdBrothers.com.
Attention football fans, order Coca's Pizza tailgate package for only $54.99. You'll receive 24 slices of our delicious cheese pizza, 20 jumbo wings, and 2 of our famous foot-long pepperoni rolls. Coca's Pizza, we serve it hot.
Hi, this is Tommy Clem, owner of WRS Insurance Solutions.
WRS Insurance Solutions is a local independent agency that specializes in life, Medicare, long-term care, and disability products. Call us at 330-953-3722 or visit us at wrsinsuranceSolutions.com to learn more.
Good luck to all the student athletes in the Valley.
Your Armstrong services are more important than ever. There are more and more connected devices in the home these days. To get the most out of your experience, you need a network that is always getting better. You deserve superior performance, and that's what Armstrong offers every day. Whether you're working from home, enjoying your favorite content together, or simply catching up while apart, count on Armstrong to keep you connected to what matters most.
For heating, cooling, and indoor air quality, the Mahoning Valley trusts MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning, offering worry-free repair, service, and installation. Call MP Vivo today for a free estimate.
MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning. We're your energy-efficient experts.
Hello, I'm Greg Burbick with G. Burbick Farms. For the last 100 years, my family has farmed in the Columbiana and Mahoning counties. I began raising cattle in 1996 with the goal of providing a better product for you and your family on the dinner table. Our grass-fed and grain-supplemented Black Angus beef are raised with no hormones, steroids, or antibiotics. We're known for our hometown-friendly service and incredible tasting products. We're locally owned and have customers across the tri-state area. Our products go from our farm to your family. Stop by our farm on New Buffalo Road or visit us on the web at gburbickfarms.com. Don't forget to like us on Facebook. G. Burbick Farms, it just tastes better.
trusted our families to help you with your Medicare needs.
Myers Family Insurance looks forward to helping you now. For years to come, so call our family today and remind them how cute we are.
Myers Family Insurance continues to be the area's resource for all your Medicare and retirement needs. Call today, 330-286-3044.
Welcome back to a phone-in Football Friday edition of Running Point on ysnlive.com. MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning sponsoring the phone-in Football Friday edition of Running Point. 330-886-0813. That is the number to call, and Rich called that number. Rich, welcome in, buddy.
Good afternoon, young man. You're going to come out of that studio with a beautiful day.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I had to put the long sweatpants on, and I got my hoodie on. It's hoodie season. I'm digging this weather. I really am.
And you know what? It's going to be great for the guys who are playing football tonight and tomorrow night.
Yeah, there's going to be no cramping tonight. I mean, it's not going to be warm by any stretch of the imagination. It's going to be a beautiful night for football.
All right. So what's the matchups I should be watching for tonight? I've been totally lost on sports because of the situation here. So help me out here.
Well, I think there's a number of really, really interesting games tonight, the biggest of which is going to be out in Portage County with undefeated Warren JFK taking on undefeated Garrettsville Garfield. I think that could very well be the game of the night, but A very underrated Warren Harding team at 1-2, and again they've played Benedictine, they've played Massillon, so that schedule has been brutal. 1-2 record. They're taking on undefeated Austintown Fitch over in Austintown tonight, so that could be a fun game as well. Canfield is down in Dover, trying to move their record to 4-0. You've got Hubbard undefeated going to Girard to take on 1-2 Girard. Let's see. Crestview's at East Liverpool. That should be a fun game tonight. Both teams are 2-1. Jackson Milton's 3-0. They're going to Berlin Center to take on 2-1 Western Reserve. West Branch is at Carrollton. West Branch 3-0. Carrollton 2-1. Let's see. Columbiana's at Southern. Both teams are 2-1. Yeah, that's some good football tonight.
I like the matchup between Harding and Fitch. That sounds like a pro game to me.
Yeah, no, that's going to be a good game. And Fitch has had a fantastic start to their season. And, Fitch's schedule, we're going to find out just how good Austintown Fitch is. They have Harding this week, Benedictine next week, and Steubenville the following week. So the second half of the schedule for Austintown Fitch is the real deal.
You know what? I try to tune in to all these games on the radio, and there's some pretty good coverage in the area. It makes NFL look like a bunch of pansies, I got to tell you. But on the NFL note, I don't have the NFL channel, so I was chiming in on the ESPN app I have, and it's not really that good, and it's very limited. I don't know why. But at halftime, the Browns were pretty much getting their butt kicked.
Well, it was 21-13. The Browns were winning, so.
Well, maybe it was later than that because I know we were behind, and then I looked in this morning and the Browns had won the game. What was the rushing statistics there, Ron?
Yeah, I made mention that the Browns were going to be a team that was going to run for over 200 yards, and they did. They ran for 215 yards on 35 carries. That's 6.1 yards per carry. Nick Chubb ran for $124 on 22 carries. Kareem Hunt had 10 carries for 86 yards. Both of those guys found the end zone. Chubb scored 2 touchdowns on the ground. Hunt scored 1 touchdown on the ground. And I think that the dynamic duo was able to give Mayfield a really nice night as Baker wound up 16 of 23, 219. He threw a couple of touchdown passes. He did throw an interception, and it was a god-awful throw by Mayfield. But by and large, I thought Baker had a good game. I thought he was protected well. I thought the running attack was as good as advertised. And unfortunately, their defense is not so good right now.
Well, I guess they did enough to hold them in.
Yeah, and you score 35. Now, Cincinnati got a touchdown very, very late in the game. I think 9 seconds left in the game. So Burrow is now backdoor Burrow because anyone anyone that bets Cleveland -6, they got hosed courtesy of Mr. Burrow.
Wow. So goes the legend of Burrow, huh?
Yeah, there you go.
It still comes down to the running game. You know what? In this modern era, Bill Walsh brought in the West Coast offense and all that stuff. It still comes down to the running game.
Well, I mean, if you have it, it's going to help your quarterback out, and especially a guy that's trying to find his identity in Mayfield. I mean, his rookie year when nobody had tape on him, he had a fantastic second half of his rookie year, and last year he stumbled. He came into camp out of shape. I think that he was more interested in other things in the off season, and it showed. And he came into camp this year, or what little camp there was. He came in much better shape. I think he had dropped 10, 15 pounds. But he's still trying to find an identity, and he needs Chubb and Hunt to take some pressure off of him. So when they do play action pass, if these guys are on point, the defenders are going to think twice before recognizing or dropping into pass coverage. Because if Chubb and Hunt are on their A game, that play-action pass is going to work a whole lot better.
You know, my hat's off to this offensive line. They're doing a fairly good job. Last week, when the Ravens dusted our butt, they abandoned the running game. Well, I shouldn't say abandoned, but they put it on second fiddle. And I think that was a mistake because that definitely defines us. That will give Baker some more opportunities on other outlets. You know what I'm
No, absolutely. Absolutely. And, you know, I think that Jedrick Wills played a really good game on the offensive line. And, you know, for those that were wondering, because he was a right tackle at Alabama, and for those that were wondering, well, man, can he make the transition from right tackle to left tackle? And albeit it's just 2 games, but a lot of people in Cleveland are high on this kid. They believe they finally have a decent replacement for the future Hall of Famer Joe Thomas. And on the defensive side of the ball, Richardson had an unbelievably good game last night.
Well, I'm sure you have more connections than I do with the inside scoop. How much did Joe Thomas work with this kid?
I don't know, and I'm hoping that Joe Thomas is able to go in and out of camp anytime he wants to work with this kid, because if you're being tutored by a future Hall of Famer, it should go a long way, unless you're an absolute moron.
Well,
you know,
we've had that here before.
Well, listen, I mean, Bruce Smith was tutoring Myles Garrett, and apparently all of the stuff Bruce told him went in one ear and out the other. So, you know, I don't know what to tell you on that one.
Well, Myles isn't doing that good, or what's up?
Well, I mean, look, he had a sack last night, which was nice. But, you know, Myles Garrett is, you know, he's supposed to be this ferocious defensive lineman. Well, he had 3 tackles, no assists. He did force a fumble, and he did have a sack. So it wasn't a horrible game, but you know, you would expect a little bit more out of your star defensive lineman.
Well, there so goes the major mega buck signing bonus.
Well, look, I mean, he's going to be fine. It's just I wish Myles Garrett showed up when we really need him to show up.
Okay, let me ask you this: how are the Steelers doing? I mean, I've been lost on the NFL because of the situation here.
They won their game on Monday against the New York Giants and looked good. I mean, Roethlisberger looked good, and Benny Snell had over 100 yards. They'll have their home opener this Sunday against Denver, and yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens here.
All right, buddy. Hey, you know, have a great show, and I'll catch you over the weekend somehow.
All right,
brother. By the way, I got out of Facebook jail.
What did you do?
You don't want to know over the air.
Oh, Lord.
Anyway, my new photo is in a suit and tie, which is not apropos, but
yeah,
that's where I'm at. So friend me. I'll see you later.
All right, brother. See ya. 330-886-0813. The MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning hotline is open for business on this phone-in Football Friday edition of Running Point. Now, I suppose I should probably pick 3 college games. I got to pick the 3 college games and the 2 pro games. I already picked 1 pro game, and it was last night, and I should have gone with the over. Because here's a little lesson for everyone. You don't necessarily have to bet on the line. You can bet on the over-under. And I should have bet the over, because the over was just a slam dunk. That was going to be a slam dunk. All right, let's go to Emmanuel. Emmanuel, you're on the MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning hotline. What's going on, brother?
How you doing, my brother?
I'm good, man.
Well, I've been sitting out there at Mosquito Lake all day today, and it is a beautiful day. But I figured I'd wait to the end and call you guys and remind you guys, you know, just because the Indians beat Detroit, it does not mean they're going to the World Series. And just because Cleveland looked good against Cincinnati does not mean they're going to the Super Bowl. And I just wish a couple things. I just wish somebody would coach up Baker Mayfield. He's been in the league way too long to know when you're out of the pocket, if you're throwing the ball away, it has to reach the line of scrimmage. That penalty really hurt them. Against a good team or a receiver that can catch a touchdown that was dropped from Cincinnati, that might have cost them the game.
Yeah. I mean, he's in his third year. He should know better.
That's a rookie mistake. I don't understand what was he thinking.
Don't know. I didn't cover the game, so I have no idea.
Well, I'm watching it, and I'm sitting there thinking, and that interception was just uncalled for. But one thing I will say good about Mayfield, at the beginning of the game, they must have worked on him because he keeps his shoulder in. But towards the end of the game, he does the same old thing. Like, if you watch a lot of other quarterbacks, when they be warming up before the game starts, they have the ball up and they shoulder in, and they open and close the shoulder, open and close the shoulder. When you see Mayfield warming up, he has, he's like a gunslinger. And somebody need to work with him because I think the talent is there, but he's just his mechanics are bad. It's like a pitcher is opening up too quick, in baseball lingo.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. Look, I thought Baker had a nice day. I mean, the one mistake that he threw was a god-awful pick, but by and large, I thought Mayfield had a really nice day. Now, one of the reasons why Mayfield had a really nice day was because Chubb is the headliner. Hunt's the backup. Both of those guys were fantastic, and I expected them to run through the Cincinnati defense, and that's exactly what they did. And if you have a great run. A great running attack, your quarterback is going to be able to have a good game.
You think it might have been the other way around because they didn't start getting loose, so Odell caught that long touchdown on him?
Well, I mean, look, they were running. They weren't getting they were getting chunks of real estate. They weren't getting as big a chunks of real estate up until the touchdown pass to Beckham, but they were getting chunks of real estate. I mean, the run sets up the pass, and the Browns look good last night. Now, albeit it's against Cincinnati, and they're expected to win games like that, but they look good last night. And I especially liked the orange pants with the brown uniform tops and the white numbers. It reminded me of a early 1980s look.
Well, there's no doubt about it. There was, and I'm a Steelers fan, that was a good win yesterday. I'll take any win. And the last thing, I know we come up to the top of the hour, you're going to be hearing from me later on because I got my tickets, and I'll be heading out to Austintown as soon as I clean up.
It's going to be a fun game. I mean, and look, I think that I think Harding will give Fitch all they can ask for and then some. I think this is going to be a very, very good football game tonight in Austintown.
And one more last thing, man. God bless Coach Annarella. You have a good weekend, my brother.
Man, you too. 330-886-0813. He is the person, the late Phil Annarella, that is the fiber that holds the Warren Harding and Austintown Fitch connection because he was the head coach of both teams. He was originally at Warren Western Reserve, and then when the Warren Western Reserve and Warren Harding schools consolidated into one Warren City school, they allowed Phil Annarella to be the head football coach. And I have said this on a number of occasions. There is only one guy that could have put the town and that football team on the same page and get them to win a state championship in their first year. There's only one guy that could have done it, and it was the late, great Phil Annarella. Phil Annarella then later on in his coaching career went to Austintown Fitch, and that's where he was until his unfortunate death last summer. So his spirit will most definitely be there in Austintown tonight when the Fitch Falcons host the Warren Harding Raiders. All right, 330-886-0813. Back in a bit. Stick around.
It's storm season.
I think we're under the gun for some heavy storms over the next couple of hours.
And Storm Tracker 21 is ready.
This is probably the one we're keeping a closer eye on.
On air,
And locally, we're going to have a lot of eyes on our area.
Online,
All right, let's talk high-risk futurecast and the timing of this weather.
on social media, and on our app.
Rain will come and go tomorrow. There'll be some dry intervals.
Stay ready with Storm Tracker 21.
The severe weather threat now through around sunset this evening.
Hi, I'm Colin Chupa. And I'm Kelsey Clem from K-Squared Marketing. Our boutique marketing firm specializes in media planning and buying, public relations, event marketing strategies, and strategic sponsorships. We can integrate our services with your existing game plan, or we can be your entire marketing team. Your goals, our game plan. Let's win together. Call K-Squared Marketing at 330-623-2730 or visit ksquared.marketing to learn more.
Hi everyone, this is DJ Yoakley with Your Sports Network. We appreciate your support of YSN and welcome you to the YSN family. Our broadcast streams are brought to you live at no cost to you by sponsors that are local to this community. Without the vision and generosity of our sponsors and partners, we would not be able to bring this game to you today. So please support the great businesses and leaders that are making this game possible. And if you're a business in need of great advertising and sponsorship opportunities, feel free to head over to our site for more information on the right fit for you. We are local, we are loyal, and we are live. We are YSN.
Ah, the details. Baird Brothers Fine Hardwoods is one fine ride. Perfect cornering, superb handling, sporty and stylish, power to spare, plus awesome mileage. Yeah, jaw-droppingly beautiful lines and well appointed with luxurious trim. Put more oomph in your life and start beholding the molding. Find your home's fine hardwood at BairdBrothers.com.
No matter what the weather, be prepared with a reliable, efficient Ruud gas furnace or air conditioner from MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning. Call your energy efficient expert, MP Vivo, today for a free estimate.
Here at MP Vivo, we rely on Ruud, and so should you.
Welcome back to the phone-in Football Friday edition of Running Point on ysnlive.com. The phone-in Football Friday edition of Running Point brought to you, as always, by MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning. All right, I got 3 college games and 2 pro games to throw out at everyone. What was I? 3-2-1 last week. 3 wins, 2 losses, 1 tie. I made mention that I pick all of the NFL games. Last week I was 9-6-1. I'm off to an 0-1 start early on in what I should have done. Stupid me. Lesson learned. I had a much better feeling about the over in the over-under last night in the Browns-Bengals game than I did the Browns -6. And as it turns out, Browns had a 12-point lead. Cincinnati scores with 9 seconds to go in the game, kick the extra point, and it's a bad beat if anyone picked the Browns -6 last night. Here are the 3 college games that I like this weekend. Give me Duke -6. They're home to Boston College. I think Duke bounces back from the loss to Notre Dame, and I think they win by at least a touchdown. I'm going to ride the Pitt Panthers momentum. They beat the living daylights out of Austin Peay. Now, they're the step up in class. They're going to be playing an ACC opponent in Syracuse, but Pitt's a 3-touchdown favorite. Syracuse really isn't all that good. The game is in Pittsburgh. I'll take the Panthers -21 at home against Syracuse, and I am all over the Ragin' Cajun bandwagon as well. University of Louisiana at Lafayette. They went to Iowa State, not only covered, they upset the Cyclones last week. I'm all in on the Ragin' Cajuns. Give me some gumbo and go from there. The Ragin' Cajuns -15. They are in Georgia State. So they'll be playing at Georgia State this weekend. That's another road game for the Ragin' Cajuns. They're a 15-point favorite. I'll take the University of Louisiana Lafayette -15 at Georgia State. I made mention I lost in one of the pro games last night. I had the Browns -6 instead of being smarter and taking the over which I should have done. I didn't. I took the Browns -6, and, well, yeah, it's unfortunately, you can be dumb. Even at 56, you can be dumb. And I'm sure I'll be dumb at 86 if I live that long. Knock on wood. I am going to go against my team. Again, Milano and Edmonds, two of the star linebackers on that very airtight defense of Buffalo's, they're out for Sunday's game. And I think Miami is going to be able to take full advantage of that. Dolphins are a 5.5-point home dog. I don't think the Dolphins win this game. I do think the Bills win this game, but I think it's going to be like a field goal. So I'll take Miami plus 5.5 against my beloved Bills. And based on what I saw Monday night in the Meadowlands, I like what I saw from the Steelers. Denver looked good, but Tennessee kind of made them look good. 3 missed field goals. Tannehill looked average at best. He missed some wide open guys. I think Pittsburgh -7 is a comfortable choice. I think the Steelers win by double digits at home against Denver, and I think the Steelers go to 2-0 on the campaign. So those are my 3 college picks and 2 pro picks, as I'm already behind the 8 ball in the pros. Last week, 3 wins, 2 losses, 1 tie. Hopefully we're a little bit better than that, although I got some work to do since I'm now 0-1. Speaking of work to do, Jason Kokrak has played 7 holes in the U.S. Open. He is on the 8th hole. Knock on wood, he's starting to settle in a little bit after a rough start. He bogeyed 3 of the first 5 holes. He has since parred the 6th, parred the 7th. He is on the 8th hole, currently 3 over on the day, 1 over for the tournament. He is 1 over for the tournament. He is in a tie for 12th place. Justin Thomas is your leader. He is 5 under par. He is even through 3 rounds. I'm going to be real curious to see if he can keep that 5 under par. I have a strange feeling that Thomas is going to be over par today. Bryson DeChambeau is 3 under in the clubhouse. 3 under might be the clubhouse leader when it's all said and done. Although Justin Thomas, again, even through 3 holes in the second round. Patrick Reed, even through 4 holes in the second round. Patrick Reed is 4 under par. Justin Thomas is 5 under par. By the way, the amount of guys that are now even or better is down to 11. There are now 11 golfers that are either even par or better in the U.S. Open. By the end of the day, I'm thinking that we are probably going to see no more than 7. 7 will be the magic number. I think we're gonna wind up seeing 7, maybe 8 golfers. Now, I will tell you right now, it's probably going to be a little higher than 7. All right, Pieters in Schauffele and Wolf are at even par. They're in the clubhouse. They've finished 2 rounds of golf, so there's 3. Bayo is 2 under. DeChambeau is 3 under, so that's 5. You would expect Rory McIlroy to be under par. You would expect the leaders, Thomas and Reed, to be under par. I probably undershot the 7. Let's go with 10. 10 golfers will be under par after 2 rounds. That's my prediction. 10 golfers will be either even or under par by the end of the second round. Again, Jason Kokrak on the 8th hole. He is 3 over for the day, 1 over for the tournament. Tiger Woods is even through 4 holes, and he is +3 for the tournament. The cut line is right now at 5 over. 5 over, 70 golfers are at 5 over or better. And you want to get to 70 or close to 70. So right now, 70 golfers are 5 over or better. And 5 over right now is the cut line. So there you go. All right, 330-886-0813. We'll wrap it up after this timeout. It's a phone-in Football Friday edition of Running Point on ysnlive.com.
Hi, this is Tommy Clem, owner of WRS Insurance Solutions, reminding you that it is open enrollment for Medicare.
Now through December 7th, those who qualify can visit our local independent agency by calling us at 330-953-3722 or visiting us at wrsinsurancesolutions.com to learn more.
Good luck to all the student athletes in the Valley.
Attention all football fans. If you can't see your team play, come and dine with us and watch it live at Boardman, Canfield, or Cortland. Or staying at home, we'll deliver right to your door. That's Coca's Pizza. We serve it hot.
2020 will be a season like we've never seen before, but 21 Sports and YSN will be there for every key moment. The plays, the players, and the stories that will headline this season. Delivered by 21 Sports and YSN.
Planning a project around your home or rental property? Trust the electrical service to the local experts with 62 years of serving the Mahoning Valley. Joe Dickey Electric is your local go-to source for responsive, reliable residential electrical work. From everyday maintenance and repairs to new installations, electrical upgrades, and safety inspections, no job is too big or too small. Call Joe Dickey Electric today, 800-549-3976, or visit DickeyElectric.com. That's DickeyElectric.com.
Myers Family Insurance knows the importance of a great team.
Our team continues to grow to help you with your Medicare and retirement needs.
The annual election period is here, so it's all hands on deck to make sure your plan still meets your needs for 2020.
Call us today.
You may find yourself in some difficulty this winter. Don't get whacked by high heating bills. Call Michael at MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning. Michael is a trusted friend who will be able to help you with many things, like getting a 95% high-efficiency furnace this winter from Rude. Michael relies on Rude, so should you. Call MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning for a free estimate, 330-259-0486, and take care of your heating and air situation.
Baird Brothers remains your source for fine hardwood products. For the time being, we're open for customer pickup only on weekdays, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Saturday from 9 a.m. till noon. Place your order online at BairdBrothers.com. Baird Brothers, for the place you love.
Quality, customer service, and integrity. Those are the 4 words that have driven our success since 1957 at Joe Dickey Electric.
Joe Dickey Electric is one Mahoning Valley landmark business that stays current with the requirements of our customers. Family owned and managed, we are an electrical contractor and energy solutions provider. Every member of our team adds to his or her skill set through ongoing training. Residential, commercial, industrial, automotive, and more. We keep ahead of the needs of our customers with a fleet of more than 50 vehicles and 24/7 emergency service, so you're never left in the dark.
The 4M Company, being an architect and construction manager for over 40 years, has had the opportunity to use many different electrical businesses for our projects. The depth, quality, and knowledge and attention to detail displayed by Dickey Electric makes them stand out above all the rest.
For state-of-the-art expertise and a timeless commitment to our customers, contact Joe Dickey Electric. We are everything electrical.
Armstrong Local Programming has always delivered an exclusive and unique perspective on the very best events your region offers. High school sports, community events, parades, all your favorite shows from Armstrong are now calling the neighborhood channel their home.
Watch Out and About, Locally Speaking, and many other great local shows right here on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel.
Find out everything that the Neighborhood Channel has to offer at ArmstrongNeighborhood.com. Spirit, town pride, local communities. Welcome to the neighborhood.
Welcome back to a phone-in Football Friday edition of Running Point on YSNLive.com. Stick around. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we have Power Hour. Also a reminder, high school football tonight. Plenty of games to be to consume on YSNLive.com. Again, if you're planning on watching your favorite team, make sure you are going to use the device that you are planning on watching the game from. Make sure you use that device to fill out the credit card information so you can watch your favorite high school football team play. And again, $9.99 is the cost. 25% of that goes to the home team for their athletic department, and plenty of good high school football on the docket tonight. If you are not looking to watch any high school football games for $9.99, but you want to keep up to date with what's going on, you can go to ysnlive.com, click on programs, click on Audible Call. Tonight from 7 to 10, join the maestro and his minions, a.k.a. Mike Ackelson, and the craziness around him in the YSN studios, as they will keep you updated on all 26 games that we have going on tonight from the studios here in East Palestine. One more thing before we go. Kokrak pars the 8th hole. He is currently tied for 11th place, 1 over for the tournament, 3 over for the round. And right now, a grand total of 10 golfers are currently even or better in the U.S. Open. Reed and Thomas are now 4 under par, as both of them actually Reed parred a hole, Thomas bogeyed a hole. So there you go. Power Hour's coming up next. Have a great weekend. We will talk on Monday, noon to 3, Running Point on YSN.